Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first episode of the Monkey Brains podcast. We're all the Monkey Brains. I am Monkey Brain number one. I am Amber.
Yeah.
And you all are?
Oh, yeah.
I forgot.
I forgot I'm the first one. Okay, hi, I'm Jem. I'm the one with the smiley profile picture. Uh,
Really, you could not have come up with anything better.
no.
All right.
And next we have...
I am Monkey Brain number 3. I am River. I am microphone person. So, yeah.
Mhm.
My turn. My name is Soul. I'm Monkey Brain number 4, and I'm having trail mix.
No,
Good for you.
I'm the guy
I'm having
getting
a
hit
peanut
with the
butter
hammer.
sandwich.
You are?
I've got me. I put like I just slabbed peanut butter on a piece of bread.
So
And
both having nuts for dinner. That's cool.
All right.
How do you actually? I've never had a peanut butter. Well, I've had peanut butter sandwiches before, as you know, like in cafeteria in like high school. Actually, not middle school. I had a few ones that are just like they're like these little. I don't know how to say it. They look like small pies, but it's like bread and they have peanut butter and jelly. And that's the only time I've ever ate a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Are you talking about those fucking like little Uncrustables?
Hey,
I
before
think so.
before you continue the conversation, remember we have to talk about the podcast before we...
Oh yeah.
I just want to ask one question before we define the podcast. So, were you having like peanut butter jelly calzones or some shit like that? Because that's what it sounds like.
I think so. I think that's what it was.
Whatever.
Don't get wait. Actually, never mind. Let's introduce the podcast first before we continue.
Yeah, okay. So, Monkey Brains podcast, that's our name. Every episode, it's going to be us four talking about whatever comes to mind. It's going to be different every time. And occasionally, we'll have guests. They'll come in and join in on whatever we're talking about. And that's kind of the general format, talking about whatever. It's just us four are always going to be here, and then occasionally there'll be a guest. Sometimes it'll just be us. For the first episode, we don't have anyone else here, so it's just going to be the main hosts, and that is what we are all about.
The main host, the main ghost, the main monkeys. We're
Yeah,
the main
all
monkeys.
We're the main monkeys.
Yep.
Four little monkeys jumping on a bed, I guess. Fuck.
Yeah.
Which one falls off and bumps their head first?
Oh, Soul for sure.
Obviously me.
It is in your... You are getting bonked in your profile picture.
Yeah.
No, I'm already having like damage.
Yeah.
Well, actually, that wasn't that based off of me bonking him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're the one who's throwing Soul off the bed.
I'm deliberately sabotaging Soul by throwing him off the bed.
I'm jumping up and down. I'm pinging River on Discord with my phone while we're both jumping on the bed. River's like, "Stop fucking pinging me," and then just throws me off of the bed, and I get like severe like head damage.
Oh my god.
I'm like, mother, just throw him.
But
like, oh yeah, I just hit my head on like the bed frame, and then you just get up. Not like have actual brain damage.
I mean, if I'm getting thrown off of the bed, can you imagine the impact? Like that would be a very like massive like hit in the head if I'm getting thrown off at some sort of velocity that's higher than if I were falling.
Soul's gonna have his head turn into a walnut.
Walnut.
I'm actually eating walnuts right now with my fucking shell mix, and I can confirm. I can confirm.
Yo, you eat nuts? Same here.
No.
Oh fuck,
that's
same.
so true. Wait,
I love nuts in my mouth.
Yeah. I like M&Ms in my mouth.
Oh, so you like chocolate, you know? Ooh.
I'm personally a big peanut butter M&M fan.
Ooh, wait, actually, you're kind of based for that.
No, really, I do. I love peanut butter M&Ms and I love peanut M&Ms.
No, those are the ones that you always go for. That's the good stuff.
Amber, what did you say?
I'm a normal M&M person. I don't like
Oh,
peanut butter.
I thought you asked what are M&Ms. I was gonna be like, girl, you are missing out.
I've never heard of M&Ms before in my life. What are they?
You see, he's a very like prolific rapper.
Jam, that should not have been that funny, guy.
Okay, I didn't realize it first, and then I was like, "Wait, rapper Eminem." Oh,
and then it hit you, and you were like,
yeah.
Funny Bone activated. Hell yeah. Oh man.
Well,
Speaking of candy, I want to tell you guys about this specific drink that I have right now. It's just water, but it has some additional flavoring to it. And it's really weird because the fucking flavor packets that I used, they're fucking Skittles. When the fuck did they have fucking like water flavor packets that you put in and stir?
Are you talking about those like I don't know what the fuck they're called.
Like the Kool-Aid Jammer ones, or like the margarita ones where you put it inside of the water, maybe with a little additive sugar, and then you stir it, and then it's basically supposed to be that flavor. Well, I got
that, but it's Skittles.
It's the Skittle flavors. You have fucking what is you have?
Okay,
you have, like,
I'm about to blow your mind right now. Skittles do not have like specific flavors.
What?
It all comes down to it. I'm serious. It all comes down to interpretation. Basically, like Skittles are all the same flavor. I shit you not. If you did a blind taste test, they would all taste exactly the same. Like,
you're fucking lying.
I'm serious. Okay, here I am pointing to another.
Next podcast episode is about us taste testing Skittles.
Oh my god, with blindfolds.
This is why I always rather M&Ms over Skittles, because I don't know. I guess I always just grew up thinking that M&Ms were more superior than Skittles.
Okay. Hold on. General consensus. What is the general consensus on sour Skittles?
Sour
Skittles. I haven't had them in a while.
They're
I tried them once. I think I like them.
Yeah, they're
because I remember I loved the shit out of sour Skittles when I was a kid, and I haven't had them in like over a decade.
Oh my lord, that is a long time.
Are you 56?
Are you serious?
Are you 56 years old?
You I said a decade, not a century, you jackass.
River's the old woman of our podcast.
That's what I was about to say.
Grandma River.
Amber, you make me out to be the fucking crazy cat lady.
I was gonna say even worse. I thought I was gonna say you were the chocolate lady from SpongeBob.
Is someone selling chocolates?
Yeah.
Oh, chocolates. I remember them. I always hated them.
Okay.
Get in here, they're selling chocolates.
Reenacting SpongeBob on the Monkey Brains podcast. Thank you very much.
That's so true.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so what do we have to talk about?
Well, I mean,
I feel like we filled a pretty good portion of it with Skittle talk.
Yeah, we've only been recording for 9 minutes, and like a minute of that was the intro.
Because it's so bamboozling to me that River has just told me that fucking Skittles are the same thing. The shit's like Fruit Loops all over again.
Oh wait, Fruit Loops is the same thing?
Yeah, same exact thing. You did a blind taste test, you would not tell the difference. Like,
wow.
I'd imagine if I did a blind taste test of all of you, you all would taste the same.
What the fuck is that supposed to
be? Listen. I don't know about that.
See, listen.
Why? Would you taste more Mexican or something?
Listen, dude.
You're gonna burn your mouth.
The different ethnicities have different tastes. Like, if I were to eat someone that was African, would it taste the same as someone that came from Canada? I don't know. Like
Canada? So you're telling me if I took a bite out of fucking card from the FFE, and if I also took a bite out of Jack, who lives in Canada, you're telling me they would taste the same?
I don't know, man. I'm just saying, like, what if you like take a bite out of let's say what like Australia, right? Like someone Australian.
It's you like take a bite out of Australia.
Yeah.
Yes, the entire regional portion of Australia.
Holy shit!
Wait, can't you got more to that?
Oh my! You're eating all the kangaroos, bro. What the hell?
Yeah, my jaw just like my jaw just.
Yeah,
like,
don't mind if I didgeridoo.
Don't mind if I didgeridoo.
You know.
God, didgeridoos are such weird instruments. Like,
if you play a really loud one, you can make everything like shit within like 100 like mile vicinity, because the frequencies that it can create, it's just that powerful. I think that's actually something that didgeridoos can do, if you like play them long enough and loud enough. Yeah, they can make you didgeridoo your pants. Yeah.
They can make you didgeridoo-doo.
Didgeridoo-doo, didgeridoo.
I think there's actually frequencies out there that can make you like want to go to the bathroom.
Oh yeah, like brown noise.
Brown noise, yeah.
What is that?
The brown note.
Yeah, I've listened to brown noise. I was curious, and like,
brown noise.
It's basically like the whole point of brown noise is the frequencies that it plays are to focus and concentrate in creating bowel movements, or at least like tricking your mind to create bowel movements so you go to the bathroom easier.
This is a fucking great discussion to have while I'm eating peanut butter, you dickhead.
That's why I'm gonna blast
which
brown
noise.
Which
end did it come out of?
So this is literally just pooping music then.
Not really music. It's more like
I have a stereo system.
Pooping music.
A stereo system in my bathroom wired to play the brown noise every time I sit down.
It's just Mozart, but made up completely of like reverb part noises.
Okay. Wait,
I need a composition of classical music made entirely in brown noises.
I will be one to experiment with such a genre, because that sounds lovely to do.
I just hope that Soul doesn't accidentally discover this and shit himself in the music making process. Like...
Hey, that just means it hurts.
He's sitting down in his room. He's sitting down in his room, playing around with FL, and then he just starts like, "Oh, I gotta go to the bathroom now.
I'm brown. I'm shitting." Just fucking exploding.
I'm gonna brown.
What? Brown.
I'm shitting.
And then just like my entire room, it's not even shit. It's just the hue turns brown, and I'm just like, wow, I'm in a world now that's like slightly more brown than it normally was. I've entered the shit dimension where everything is normal.
That sounds like a really dumb like Minecraft mod from like 2011.
That's what I was gonna say.
The shit dimension.
There's like Minecraft mods out there that you just like, you take the specific amounts of blocks and you can like make another portal, and then you light it up and you just go to that specific block's dimension. That's what I was thinking of.
It's like a crime movie thing where like you have the investigator just like, or the detective there, and it's just like the hue of the room is just like more brown and yellow to like fit this like, how am I gonna get him, see, type of like atmosphere that's going on.
There was a real fecal fiasco in this room.
Fecal fiasco.
Looks like some shit's gonna go down.
Please never call it that again. The fucking fecal fiasco.
There's a scene in that series where it's like two people are robbing a store. It's like, put the toilet paper in the bag.
What the fuck?
I really need to wipe.
How about I wipe your face with the urinal? See?
Okay, but wait, hold on. I forgot to even continue with this, but I did want to say back to the whole if I ate a person, they would taste different. I was gonna say that. Okay, say like you eat someone from Australia that's super like that place is super hot.
Yeah.
So would they taste like spicy?
No, I mean the thing is that the hot is different than like, or I guess I'm trying to think of the way to say it. It's
Are
not
you
really
saying it
like
would be hot temperature-wise and
it's
not like?
not. Yeah, because that's Australia is more like closer to the equator than like sunny like the United
Little
States
fucking
of
history
America.
lesson from Soul over here.
Yeah, because
It's not really a history, more like
Well,
geography.
more geographical lesson,
Yeah,
I guess.
I was thinking
Right.
like, oh yeah, if I ate someone from Australia, they taste like smoky chicken, and then
Smoky chicken.
if I eat someone from like Greenland, I'm gonna taste like
It's
chicken that's
good.
been on the fridge for like 20 days.
imagine like
Oh my God.
you eat someone that's like albino and and you like bite down on pure ice.
Someone that's albino? What?
Yeah.
Does that beg the question? Can you become albino? Like, if you're like,
Well, I
you're
guess
like
if
pale white, and then you have like red, like, what is it? Like, I'm trying to think. Like, the shit that you put on your eye that like helps you see better.
I'd
You know what I'm
probably
talking about? Yeah,
Contacts?
contacts. There we go. You have like dyed contacts that are like red, um, or so that way they can like so that way it like colors or like it shows like a differently colored eye color. You know what I mean? Like,
colored contacts.
yeah, colored contacts. That's man. That was how I did it was roundabout. Thank you for direct answering. Oh my lordy lord, I have a problem with roundabouting.
The thing is, I was going to interject and say colored contacts, but I was having so much fun listening to Soul blabber on about how it changes the color of your eye that I did not want to stop him. Like,
Yeah, I was doing hand movements too. I was like I felt like I was solving an invisible Rubik's cube while trying to explain fucking colored contacts.
You were like hitting your chalkboard behind you, trying to explain the giant mathematical equation.
he's got
pulled
the
out a
fucking
whiteboard
like,
and I started
he's got the
writing.
fucking cork board with the yarn and the.
Yeah.
So
You've got
you
your
can
chalk
you color
instead.
your eyes, and then you place them on your eyes, and it all connects somewhere. I just can't see where.
Yeah, it just like I saw
I'm missing that final piece of the puzzle.
This invisible Rubik's cube is missing a piece. How can I solve it?
It's like glasses, but not glasses, and you put them directly on your eye.
And like it helps you see better, but it's also like colored, and so it shows like a different eye color. You know what I mean?
Some parts of the thing are transparent, and other parts are colored, and you have to like.
Oh, jeez, Rick! I think you're talking about colored contacts.
No. Oh boy.
Okay, we're gonna get into acting at some point. It's just a matter of time.
Being fully honest, I don't know how people wear contacts because it looks so uncomfortable to put in.
It does.
That's so funny. I was literally gonna follow up with something like that. Like it looks so cool, but I don't know how they do it because I personally am like, it.
You know what's even worse? Have you seen people that like actually tattoo their eye?
What?
That's a thing?
Yeah,
seen that.
people
I've
put
seen that. That's so
tattoos on
gross.
their eye. It's so
It's
disgusting.
so gross.
Oh god, I can't. Oh my god, I'm cringing.
I
I'm like
would
actually.
have to
my
look
skin.
away if I saw someone like that. Like I could not.
I thought you were gonna say I would have to look away if someone was tattooing my eye. Like, you can't. you're getting your eye.
Never in a million years. You could pay me any amount of money, and I would not agree to tattoo my eye. That sounds like torture.
Amber, here is $2 million. If
Shove
you
it
go,
up your ass.
Amber, here is a
No
1 year
hesitation.
unlimited
This
bond.
one. Shove it up your ass. Even. Wow.
Imagine
I would deep throat a hive of wasps before I tattoo my eye.
Oh my gosh!
That's insane.
That is actually insane. So same.
So sane.
So
Oh
same.
my fucking god, that is so funny.
But imagine being the person getting their eye tattoo, and then the dude or the person that's tattooing your eye accidentally fucks up. Like, what happens then?
Oh, how do you undo that? Oh, my god.
Tattoo removal, because isn't tattoo removal already painful?
Oh, it is.
Yeah, like on your eye, that's gotta cause like vision problems if the
Like,
tattoo already didn't.
You can't exactly shoot a big laser on the tattoo to get rid of it, because that damages your eye directly.
Yeah. Like,
like LASIK eye
even
surgery.
worse is that, because the thing that puts on the tattoos, it's like sharp. So if that's one wrong move, that is a medical bill waiting to happen.
Or in a lawsuit as well.
Yeah.
Or actually, yeah, would it be? Because you
I mean,
technically want the tattoo on your eye.
I guess
like,
kind
that
of
delusion
asking
of
for a tattoo on your eye, you kind of have to accept the risks. Because that's gotta be one huge risk.
Mm-hmm.
Or just imagine, like, listen, essay, you cannot fucking sue me, because this shit is your decision, and you fuck up if I fuck up, alright? Alright, let's do this shit.
You fuck up if I fuck up. That's a good way of saying you cannot you cannot blame me. You cannot pull me down for something that you wanted. Like
Liability is a non-existent term to me.
Liability? That's just in your dictionary, not mine.
You're only yeah, you could get Phoenix Wright on that stand and you still wouldn't get the money out of me.
True.
I'll call.
Or me. I'm a good lawyer. I
you
prove
are
that.
no. Soul, I love you, buddy. You are a fucking terrible lawyer.
I make good points. I
know
make
you don't. You just
If
no, you don't.
Look, I think you could make good points, but in a courtroom, there is no way in hell you are.
Yeah.
Like, you're sitting there as the judge is there staring at you, and the opposing attorney is staring at you, and the jury is staring at you, and the entire crowd of people is staring at you, and you have to defend your client.
Yeah. You know what I would say? Your Honor, I shit myself. Can we go on recess?
You know what?
I accidentally played the brown noise.
Everybody.
Oh, it's come full circle.
You know what you'll say? You'll be like, "Oh, so you're saying that all of this is true?"
Yeah.
You're set.
The client's like, no, you're supposed to say no.
Your client is sitting there like sweating profusely, like head in their hands, like, oh god.
The person sitting there in their chair is like, oh, I'm going to jail now. Like that's the end of me.
I should have just represented myself.
I would have been better off not hiring this fucking loser.
Everything would have gone the same even if I didn't have the right to a lawyer.
He made this case worse. I could have defended better than he could. Oh my goodness. Me as a lawyer, I would do it as a hobby, you know.
That's a hobby.
I don't think you understand what being a lawyer is like.
Listen, if I make it a job, I'm not gonna like it. And
Okay,
if I do it as a hobby, I like it, you know, I'm talking, I'm like engaging with the justice system, but it's just like not my daily job, you know what I mean?
I just want to comment real fast and say, Amber, I think that's like the first time in ever that I've known you to burp in front of the microphone. So it's just surprising to me as all.
Congratulations, it's the world first. And it's on recording for everyone to enjoy.
Minecraft achievement.
Yeah, we post this on YouTube, and the most replayed section is going to be that moment where I burp.
Oh Oh my
I would
goodness.
pray to God that the most highlighted section, like the most rewatched section, would you saying something along the lines of deep throating a hive of wasps before you got
having
your
my eye tattoo.
Hopefully it's that part. That part was the best.
It's definitely been the most highlighted. Because who wouldn't, in comparison to getting their eye tattooed? That just sounds horrible.
Yeah, you don't wanna do that.
Yeah,
Imagine you're
I
just
think there's like a level of like I think there's definitely internal pain from having a hive of wasps in your stomach, but at least there's stomach acid to dissolve them away. When you get tattooed on your eye, there's nothing to stop any of that pain.
I mean, I guess the stomach acid is good too, because if you're eating another person and they have a tattoo, it just kind of dissolves that as well.
Eat someone's eye tattoo.
Eat someone's eye tattoo.
How do you eat an eye tattoo? At that point, just eat the whole fucking eyeball.
It's like peeling off a sticker. You just peel it off and then put it in your mouth.
It's like that one technique that the surgeons use to get rid of a murky what is it?
It's like what they did to the grape.
Oh my god. There's a part of the eye that can get murky, and like I saw this one video
like
of the surgeons that are the cataracts, where they use like a little straw and they sucked up the cataract from the eyeball, so that way the eye can see.
Finally, I get my position regulated meal.
God, don't say delicious and then follow it up with a slurping noise. That just.
Why don't you like the taste of
oh my god,
grandma eye fog?
Oh god, I want to gag. Stop.
Yeah, you don't
like physically recoiled from that.
You still eating that peanut butter, River?
No, I finished that like a minute ago.
You know what? This reminds me of the time that in middle school, in our, I think it was our last science class. It was my 8th grade science class, and I remember that we dissected a cow's eye. And we dissected a cow's eye, and then you have like a small knife, and you just cut the eye, and then just
like a scalpel.
Yeah, like just putrid, like blue goo comes out of the eye, and it's disgusting. And you can't even they force you to do. I think they forced you to use masks because the smell is so bad that you can't even just smell it normally. It's horrible, but it's fun. Did you any of you ever dissect anything?
Yeah,
no.
we had
not me.
Yeah, in middle school we had a couple of different dissections. One was owl pellets, which isn't a living thing, obviously, but because it's the owls basically eat things whole, so they throw up this ball with the bones in it. So we did that. We dissected owl pellets. We also dissected squids at some point.
Oh, that's cool though.
Yeah, and I mean beyond that, I haven't dissected anything else. But it reminds me, the start of this school year, during the first few days, we had options for, because they were back to school days kind of, so they were more relaxed. And the first day, at the end of the day, we had a bunch of activities that everyone could go to and do whatever, and there was a wide variety. And one of them was just pig dissecting, and I was just wondering how many people are going into this thing where they have all these options of fun things to do, and they're like, yeah, I wanna dissect pigs. That's the most interesting thing to me.
I want to cut open a big fat pig and look at the insides of it and admire it.
Bacon!
I want bacon.
I want
Me
pig
and
liver.
Jem on the same page. Like fucking, I just want the bacon. Fuck.
I want fucking chitlins.
Give me them fucking chicharrones.
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh, I mean they taste good, but making them is just a hassle.
Oh yeah. Chicharrones they're super good, but God, are they unhealthy? It's literally just pig fat that you're eating.
Oh,
I thought it was pig skin.
oh, actually,
Well, yeah.
Or is that just fat? Or is that just fat?
It has fat, a lot of fat.
Yeah,
yeah,
I would imagine so.
yeah. I don't. I also just remember it's not like it wasn't like a full pig. I think it was just like a pig fetus, which is
Ugh.
Oh god,
Why
Yeah.
no?
pig feet are us.
I'm just imagining like because they have to have these. So there's just like some place somewhere that just has like a room, a chilled room full of like these pig fetuses just lying around for a high schooler to dig into.
Oh my god.
Some farmer is looking down at them like, I need to do something about this. Hey, I know. Give them to the local school.
My pig just had a miscarriage.
Yeah, you know, these fetuses are getting a bit too much for the farm.
I
bring
need
you to school to do something with them. Have a lunch. And the science teachers are like, we'll just take these for dissection. Thank you very much. No need to put it in the kids' food. Because that would be wrong.
Meat's back on the menu, boys.
You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of. Do any of you know
Mhm.
Sally Face?
Oh yeah, I wanted to play. I remember watching a playthrough of the first episode of Sally Face. I remember like almost none of it because it's been like years. But I always wanted to play it because it always looks so interesting.
It's.
I am not familiar with Sally Face. Period.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
Sally-
gonna
Sally
have
Face-
to be on the same page with her.
Yeah, so
I don't
Sally
know.
Face. I don't know if you recognize the main character because they have they have blue hair in pigtails and they have like a mask.
Right. I
Uh,
looked it
Should
up
I
right now.
should I be googling this?
you don't have to.
I'm
but
looking it up right now.
yeah,
and,
I don't
like,
know anything about it, and like I kind of want to stay that way in case I play it because I am very interested to play it.
Oh, it's a
um,
very good.
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, and I'm actually kind of glad that I don't remember a lot about it because there's like a bunch of games that like I watched because when I was younger I would just watch whatever YouTubers I like and not really think about the game because I didn't really think about I might play this game in the future. Nowadays I basically avoid any Let's Play unless I've already played it or it doesn't look particularly like a game that I would like.
Mhm.
But for me that also happened with One Shot because I remembered I watched some of it because Markiplier played it. I watched some of him play it, but I watched it, but I remembered nothing of it. Like genuinely nothing. I only vaguely remembered like one or two
That it
scenes
existed.
that weren't even accurate to what it actually was like in game. So
You knew that it existed. Like
yeah, like I knew
that was
that it
the-
existed, and quite frankly, I'm glad I knew nothing about it when I played it.
Right.
And you know, there's a lot of games like that where it's like it's good to have just that completely blind experience because even if you watch like the first episode of a Let's Play or just the first bit of it, then you already kind of have some of the experience spoiled for you. And while it's not major, it can definitely change a bit of how how parts of the game can be felt. It's very different to see someone playing a game and their reactions while you're doing it versus it's just you and the game and nothing else.
You know what? I saw this interesting take on like video games, and it's just kind of like this dude. He's been very popular on like YouTube Shorts with like the fucking Chad music and stuff like that. Like, oh, you know, this guy's a boss and all this type of stuff. But this point was really interesting. Not that I necessarily like fully agree with it, but it's just kind of weird. It was he was talking about how like when you're just sitting and watching people play video games that you like, that you enjoy, and that you would love very much, it's like letting someone else like bang your significant other and you watching. When you could be on that, and then you could be playing that game and enjoying the game that you love so very much.
Why is that like the analogy for it?
I don't know. I wasn't the one that fucking made it.
Sex. Now that I've got your attention, here's my point.
It's a really dumb analogy. That doesn't make any sense to me. But
I know. It's like I don't agree with it. It was just something weird that I remembered that pertains to this topic. Because it's like, you're not playing the game, but you're watching people playing it. It's just a very weird perspective on how that, is in comparison to something else. Very weird and confusing. I don't like it.
So, back to what I was saying about, actually, I'm not even going to say why I did mention Sally Face, but now that Amber said it, you just reminded me how, actually, no, you didn't remind me that, but I did just say, hold on, let me, okay, what I was going to say was that if neither any of you have seen Sally Face, I want River to play it. I want to make River play it.
Wait, why me? What?
Because you're the one that plays all the games.
You're the one that plays the games.
You're the one that has all the games and no games.
Yeah, I want to make you
play. Wait, hold on. Soul, what do you mean by that? All the games and no games?
It's just you have all the games, but also no games.
Yeah, but okay, I want to make you play Sally Face, and I want to also make you play Fran Bow.
Fran Bow, what is that?
None of you know Fran Bow?
I do know Fran Bow. I've never played it. It's the same thing with Sally Face, where it looks interesting. I do kind of want to play it, but I don't know much about it, and I just kind of know that it exists.
So, like a small synopsis. I'm not gonna spoil anything with it though. Basically, these like stories. Both of these games are like story driven. They have like very creepy art styles, and they were made like, God, it was like early internet, like 2015 or so. And the story is awesome. It's a thing that I like to call it the descent to madness type of stories, where like eventually like you keep on realizing that the story is getting a little bit more wacky and wacky and wacky until you realize that probably through the eyes of what you're seeing it, the person of like the eyes that you're looking at the story through is probably going mad. Sort of like Alice in Wonderland, right?
Yeah.
Like it begins normal and then it gets super wacky by the end. That's exactly like those type of games. That's what like the stories that they tell, and God, are the stories so good. So River, I'm gonna make you play them.
Hey, if you buy me the game, fuck, I'll play it. It's $15 on Steam.
Oh,
you got $15 for me, buddy?
No.
No, and just like sad, depressed me. Like emo bang. just like no.
We're just gonna get to the point where like we're spending like hundreds of dollars on games for River just because we're shoving them on. We're like, you play this, now play this, now play this.
It's like we're playing with like a test monkey, just giving it things to do and then watching their reaction.
In this case, I'm the fucking test monkey. I'm in the chamber, and you guys are the ones throwing
You're the
games.
You're the mascot of the Monkey Brains podcast. You are the monkey.
Yeah.
Why am I the monkey? I'm pissed off that I'm the mascot of the Monkey Brains podcast because you three idiots are the ones who came up with the name. I wasn't there for that decision.
Well, what name would have been? Okay, Monkey Brains podcast. It's just the best name that we could have come up with. There's no like.
You could have come up with literally anything else. You chose the Monkey Brains podcast.
Too hard.
Hey guys, this is a really great first episode. I'm really glad to be here with you.
There's no alternate universe, or there's no alternate universe or any other like timeline where River shows up and then comes up with a better name, because this is the definitive name.
I assure you that in like 30 alternate universes, I have come up with a significantly better name than the Monkey Brains podcast. Also a universe where I was there for that decision.
Ay.
This is
Fucking
why
hell, you
You're
guys.
in denial. You're in denial that Monkey Brains is a good name.
Yeah,
It's not. It's not a good name.
It is a good name.
You
Yeah,
probably
it is a
would
good
came up with
name.
like Monkey Foot or Monkey Butt podcast.
Monkey Butt Podcast. Oh my god.
Yeah, because we keep talking shit. Unless,
Yeah, because we have brown noise playing in the background. Yeah, my god, it's all like interlooped. It's the metaverse. What?
the background music for this is just going to be brown noise.
Everyone who listens to this podcast is shitting themselves right now.
Kevin MacLeod, sneaky snitch.
How did you pronounce that just now?
Oh, Kevin MacLeod?
It's Kevin MacLeod.
It's
Yeah.
MacLeod.
It's MacLeod?
It's not MacLeod. It's not Mac. It's
No,
it's not
McLeod. It's McLeod. Stop gaslighting
no,
us.
it's not MC. It's not MC. It's MAC. MacLeod.
Yeah, Mac.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Kevin McDonald's.
Yeah,
It's McDonald's.
yeah. McCloud.
Is it MacLeod?
Make Final Fantasy VII.
I think
Final Fantasy VII.
I think I heard his name once somewhere describing his music, and then I'm like, oh, so that's how you say it.
I just hear most people. I think most people have just adopted it, calling him McLeod, and
Yeah.
I don't know where that comes from because his name definitely doesn't look like McLeod.
Yeah.
But I've just kind of accepted it, like, okay, sure, whatever. So I just kind of call him McLeod forever.
I'm looking at his face right now. I cannot believe Kevin MacLeod, made the majority of the tracks used by the Vanoss crew and BFDI.
The majority of tracks used by like 50% of YouTubers.
You said the Vanoss crew, and you took me like way back.
Dude, I was never. You know what was unfortunate? So I never watched Vanoss. I never really watched any of the people from that. I think like I've had two experiences with watching kind of Vanoss members. Being one Terrorizer, who was part of RT Game. He did stuff with RT Game, and I watched RT Game for a while. The second, more unfortunate member was Mini Lad.
Ooh, yeah.
Who I watched for a while, and then
You say unfortunate, but I don't know the story there. So
Mini Lad.
So hold on, I wanna. Yeah.
Okay, you want?
Basically, Mini Lad. From what I know, he was outed out as a Kiddler Fiddler.
Oh no.
Who was hitting up people on underage girls on like Snapchat, and like not only like grooming them but also like suicide baiting them as well.
Yeah.
Which is very unfortunate because I used to watch Vanoss crew like a fuck ton, and Mini Lad was like that guy made me laugh a lot. Like, don't get me wrong, like Nogla Rage, and then like witty remarks by Terrorizer, fucking Vanoss themselves, and then just like overall really nice synergy with the group as a whole. Like, it's just it's not that I regret watching those videos, because why would you ever regret watching them?
I think plus it's like it's a very group effort. If you watch something with Mini Lad in it, it's not like everyone else's comedy is ruined because Mini Lad turned out to be a bad person.
No, I mean, we didn't even know. It's just kind of like, that person was doing things like that. And it wasn't like he was doing it when he was inducted into the Vanoss crew.
Yeah,
it was more later.
Yeah, when he had a bit more of a power influence.
Right, and when he branched off from the Vanoss crew and things like that.
When he kind of became his own channel.
I
remember I watched because the thing I watched was him was the just like meme streams he did.
Yes, I used to watch those as well.
Yeah, and like I kind of I like stopped at some point just because I moved on to like other things. Like I'll jump from YouTuber to YouTuber and different types of content But I stopped watching him, and then like sometime later, a bit after I stopped watching him, I find out about all the stuff he did, and I'm like, oh well, I guess I'm unsubscribing from him.
And there's a lot of other YouTubers and things, and other people in communities and like associated with different things and IPs that I really enjoy, that have become, or not become, but I have been exposed as not so nice people. And it's just I feel it's definitely a bit heartbreaking that these people have been doing these like bad things, especially when it comes to like minors. Like, if you're an adult, why are you liking kids? Like, I don't understand what's so difficult about that. Like, just it's against the law. Don't do it. Like,
You know what's funny though?
Don't do it.
Back when a mini lad got like allegations against them. Right then, I was like binging out on mini lad. I was like, actually no, I was binging out on mini. This is gonna be really bad. I was binging out on mini lad, Call Me Carson, and Game Grumps.
Oh, Call Me Carson. Good lord.
Yeah, all of three, which Minilad got the accusations of grooming. Carson, I think Carson was around. I'm not sure if it was either his.
I know exactly when.
Wait, hold on.
Carson was the beginning of 2020, because I remember that it happened like the night before the when people went to go and like storm the Capitol. I remember that.
What a coincidence!
That's a weird thing to remember.
Yeah,
but
I think that was like January 4th.
But the
that
thing is,
Comic Carson was
I don't remember if it was his outing or there was a drama before that with another girl that he
with Caterino, and how like she basically cheated on him.
That was her name. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it was Minilad, Call Me Carson, and then Game Grumps, and then Game Grumps had allegations against, like, I think was Dan. He was like messaging underage people or something. I don't know if it ever came anything about it, but whatever.
From what I know, like Game Grumps, there's been like a couple times of Game Grumps like ranging from somewhat minor things like scamming or something to actual like pedophile allegations, and I don't think anything's ever stuck for them. I think they've kind of gotten off scot-free in pretty much everything. And I don't know if, obviously, I can't say whether any of that is actually true or not, and if they're just kind of cheating termination. But
yeah, but that's the funny thing is that Amber specifically, the reason why I was watching the Game Grumps is because back then they were going on their Danganronpa 1 playthrough, so that's how I was watching them. That's the entire reason. I never watched them before, and that was the only reason why.
I only watched like a few things. I think I watched like a couple like montages of full series, like supercuts kind of. I think specifically I watched the Zelda CDI series, the cut they did for that, and then DDLC. And that was like the only two, and that was like the only time I ever watched Game Grumps.
Fair.
Yeah, and that was I mentioned Mini Lad. I have also watched Call Me Carson. And that was like I watched him for a while, and that he's still making videos, I think, because
basically like the people were calling him a pedophile and things like that, and like no, the Romeo and Juliet laws, by technicality, since it was like a 17 and 19, and like even though it's like not like generally looked upon as like not being a pedo, but like 17 and 20 is also technically under Romeo and Juliet laws. So it really is just, Call Me Carson was just a groomer. That was the main thing, and he was using his platform to kind of like to more or less like have these like conversations within his favor when talking to these people and things like that. And just like it kind of feels weird just in general, because I remember laughing my hardest when I watched one of his fucking GTA videos.
Oh,
We're fucking crashed a plane of
I
like a
remember
fighter jet
that
in
was
the
so
army.
fucking funny.
It made me laugh my ass off.
That
Like I
was
couldn't
Josh.
breathe
That was
every time I
Josh.
saw
That
it.
was-
Wait, what's the context of the clip? Because
So-
I don't.
So if I remember correctly, in the episode, because it's Carson and some of his older friends messing around in GTA 5, and
Right.
I think the specific wait, are you talking about where he's in the plane garage and it like
Yeah, he's in the plane
Yeah,
garage, and
yeah,
he tries
so-
to get on the plane,
yeah,
and then
so-
fucking
so,
Cooper backs out with the jet, and he falls off.
Cooper.
I specifically
No.
remember, wasn't it Josh?
It was Josh.
Yeah,
It was Josh. I remember because
Yeah.
Josh was like, Josh says it like, oh, I don't know, like
He had been acting. Okay, the entire thing. He had been acting for like a drunk like business guy that wanted to get home and just meet his wife and kids for like 1.5 hours.
yeah. I think my favorite part, like the plane crashing, was really funny, but I think my favorite part was where he's driving the car and is like, where he's like, oh, she's in bad shape, but she keeps on going, and then it blows
Yes.
up.
Yes, I love that one.
That one was
Oh
so
my God.
fucking funny.
I need to see these clips now.
Yeah, we'll have to send you after the podcast. We'll send you the episode.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, so
It's Call Me Carson's older stuff.
Yeah,
It's really funny.
yeah,
And-
like I think nowadays it's like I just feel like whenever I watch like I'll see like an old video and I'll like hesitate to click on it because it's just like, man, I'm gonna watch this and I'm just gonna realize like none of these guys play together anymore. I mean,
and-
I guess like everyone besides Carson kind of dabble together, but like Carson himself doesn't play with any of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like Ted Nivison, he's been doing shit. Like he went to every Rainforest Cafe and then
Yeah.
every Margaritaville. He went to a Margaritaville with fucking Jay Schlatt, and that was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, and they have
And Travis
the
Cooper play together as well.
yeah, they also have their own. They have like their own podcast. Jay Schlatt. and
Right.
Ted.
Lunch.
It
was
had
like,
it had
Lunch or
Slimesicle,
something.
but I think he left at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Slimesicle was part of that group as well. I actually found Call Me Carson through Slimesicle because I found Slimesicle first and then discovered Call Me Carson from him.
Oh.
Really? I found Call Me Carson just like by him, like by his own thing.
Yeah, I think I discovered it for Slimesicle. It was his Minecraft randomizer video, where every block drops like a random loot table, and that was with Failboat and Skip the Tutorial. And then I think it was after I was watching Slimesicle stuff, YouTube just kind of recommended Call Me Carson because they collab, they're pretty similar, and
Right.
so like I kind of discovered Slimesicle first, and I'd imagine that led to discovering Call Me Carson. And I think honestly, I think because I've watched Call Me Carson's newer content after the whole drama thing, and like it's very similar. It's just the same. He's the same kind of person, just with different people to bounce his humor off of. I
Right.
think I don't know if any of you have watched modern Call Me Carson, but
I've seen a good amount of videos.
yeah, the funniest one was his Pokemon Scarlet Violet AI voices.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, and on his second channel, Call Me Carson Live, it's like two AI voices have a debate or something. It's called like that, and it's just like two of his friends just had like a filter where it's just an AI voice where it would have the AI say whatever they were saying into the microphone, and it was just them having this conversation while Carson's sitting there laughing his ass off at them. It's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Like I was dying when I was watching it.
I think I discovered Slimesicle first because I discovered him through he did the it was the he did Ace Attorney, like an animated video on Ace Attorney in a nutshell.
Oh, he did?
And do you Soul, do you know what I'm talking about at all?
It doesn't sound familiar to me, but it does sound interesting.
There was an animated video. Maybe it wasn't Slimesicle.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't think Slimesicle's ever done Ace Attorney.
Wait, are you talking about Speedoru? The Ace Attorney meme video? I mean animation. It's like
no, I know what you're talking about. I love that video.
Is that the
awesome.
Is that the where the clown boobs meme came from?
Yeah.
The Clissy.
The Clissy. No, it was oh god. I'm gonna do a quick search and see if I can't find it because I'm pretty sure it was Slimesicle.
Yeah, I don't remember Slimesicle ever doing anything Ace Attorney, but I do know I still remember the first YouTubers I ever watched and vaguely the order that I discovered them in. Like when I was the first YouTuber I ever watched was obviously a Minecraft YouTuber. It was Popular MMOs.
Oh, okay. I was wrong. It's Jello Apocalypse.
Huh.
And then that's right. Because Jello Apocalypse and Slimesicle, I believe, were doing a collab on something, and then that's how I came to know Slimesicle. And then
I think when I was recommended Call Me Carson, it was just out of the blue because the algorithm. It was the Minecraft SMP.
Yeah, that was mine as well.
Yeah. I'd have to look back because I think I was recommended his main channel first. It wasn't his live channel, and I wanna let me look back at his videos because it was like somewhere around yeah, I don't even know which one. It might have been like one of the really early ones, like funny yearbook quotes or something.
Right.
But I remember a lot of like I watched a lot of his videos, and man, this was a lot of those were 4 years ago. Jesus Christ. And but yeah, I got recommended to him from Slimesicle, obviously, and I don't think like out of the other people, I didn't watch a lot of the other people that were there with him. I watched Ted Nivison.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember if I don't think I watched anyone else. I think it's just like those three out of that original group.
I remember one of the videos that I saw of Call Me Carson was the one where they were it was like a little bit before the allegations, but where they had to make commercials.
Oh yeah,
that was so funny.
That one's so funny. You know what? I know something funny though. This is mainly going towards Amber. The reason why I discovered Danganronpa in the first place was because of Carson, which is kind of funny. Let me tell you the pipeline. Okay, so first I met Carson through regular YouTube algorithm, and then I started watching him during like I think it was like the mid times of SMP Live, and I was like, oh cool. I'm like watching him, and then of course there's all the other players. There's Cooper, there's Travis, there's Josh, there's Mason.
I forgot about Travis. He was just kind of like the Charlie Brown of the group.
I
like
love
brain dead
Travis
one.
so much.
Yeah. Okay. So I watched all of these guys, and I had my favorites, but one of my favorites, and it had the funniest humor for me. I don't know why. Was Poke. It was Carson's editor, Poke, because
Okay,
he had like his own little. He was like he was Carson's editor, and he knew his friends, but he also had his own friend group, and his friend group had the most dumb, brain dead humor. Like if Carson's humor was already brain dead, this guy had like a whole like tumor or something. Like it was so dumb.
A whole
like this
tumor.
shit melted your brain like in 2
Yeah.
seconds instead of like 50.
Yeah, so I started gravitating towards them, and uh, during the server's lifespan, this is where Danganronpa kicks in. A few members, a few people in the fandom made something called Fanganronpa, or I know it was SMP Rampa, and it was basically like a Danganronpa like retelling, but with people on the SMP. And I specifically remember because Carson made booted up a stream saying like, "Hey guys, can you guys just like not do this? These are my friends, and I don't like me, like murdering them in cold blood." And I
Right.
think that's what pushed Poke, his editor, to actually play the games. And then I I started like watching him. I was like, okay. And then I found his channel, and he was playing through Danganronpa 2, I think, already.
Oh.
So I was like, oh, okay. I'm gonna get caught up. I'm not really into anime games because the only experience I had was with DDLC a couple of years ago. But hey, I'll give it a try. And then, bam, I got into the series because I was like, oh, he narrates it really funny, and he has characters that he just puts it out in a really funny way, and that's how I got hooked on this series.
Dude, I didn't I was introduced. I think I've told this before, but I was introduced to Danganronpa by one of my friends, and she had me play it as a blind playthrough. Or no, the first game, since I didn't own Danganronpa, she played the first game herself and just kind of had me follow along until and at a certain point, I think she had to like uninstall Danganronpa because of space issues, so we just watched like a let's play of it. And then the second game I actually played for myself with her, but she's the reason why I know the series and why I've experienced it. And
is this the same friend that we talked about recently, or
this is Fia? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't gonna say a name unless you were, but
yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe she'll be a guest at some future point, but
episode 2, Fia.
immediately.
That's the episode name. Fia.
But yeah, so we have like with Danganronpa, I got into I want to say like a year-ish ago, maybe a year and a half. It took us forever to finish the game because Danganronpa takes a while to complete. It's a very it's very visual novelty. And we've finished 1 and 2, and she still wants to play through the third game with me. We haven't started that yet, but eventually we will. And
you should.
yeah, I've heard things about the third game. I actually surprisingly knew like basically nothing about Danganronpa. Like I think I'd heard the name, and that's about it before I first played it.
That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know, maybe you could play it. You become the Let's Player that streams.
I'll rump over all over the dangs. That's what I'll do. All over the dangans.
I must say that
Rampa right now.
I will say, Amber, thank you for introducing me to Danganronpa, because I like up until we started the dual playthrough, I had no idea what that what the series was, or hell that it even really existed.
Yeah.
Wow.
For those, I should
At least I
provide,
know it exists.
I should provide the context that me and River agreed to do a double Let's Play because I had mentioned to River that I'd been getting into Ace Attorney, and River's a big Ace Attorney fan, and I figured, hey, I like Danganronpa, River hasn't played Danganronpa, and they're kind of similar-ish games in nature. So I had the idea of I would play Apollo Justice because I hadn't started on the Apollo Justice trilogy yet, and River would play through Danganronpa, and we would take turns playing. Like I would play a case of Ace Attorney, and then River would play a case of Danganronpa. And
that'd be so trippy though.
Huh?
That'd be kind of trippy because like, you're in like the one story of this game, and then you switched over to the other story of this game.
Yeah, but the thing is that that since we know each other's games, we already know how the story is going to progress for each. So we're not really getting too confused because one's a experience we've already done, and the other's a completely new experience that we don't know what's coming. So it keeps it kind of fresh, even though we're switching back and forth. But yeah, without spoiling anything for Danganronpa for people that are going to watch this and haven't played it. Poor River had her favorite character be the first character.
I am so fucking mad about that.
The first death. Your favorite.
Amber, what's the character? Just tell me in my DMs or something. I don't know, or spoil it.
You don't know the first character that was murdered in the first game?
Oh, the first character that's murdered?
The first victim.
Oh my god, you're actually so unlucky.
I am so fucking filled with rage.
Okay.
I feel bad for River.
I'm not. So, River has backups also. And
the backup.
And so obviously don't react to to the characters I'm saying because I don't want to spoil if any of these characters die early or never die or die at the end or anything. So don't say anything about that because River still needs to experience. But your backups there, your first is Chihiro, right?
That sounds. I would have to. I remember because I remember her, but I'm starting to remember that like I haven't played this game in a while. So
yeah, like about neck length, blonde hair, green vest.
Yeah, I remember. I know this character. I remember her.
Chihiro. Then you had Hina, which is the swimmer. And
swimmer boobies.
Yeah, and Yasuhiro the stoner. Yasuhiro the stoner.
Stoner! Oh my god, I kind of forgot about stoner. It's been a while.
Those were your three backups in that order, right?
I believe so. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you actually chose the stoner. Yasuhiro, he's awesome. I like him.
Yeah, so
poor guy got his fucking belongings smashed.
Oh yeah, the crystal ball when unnamed character throws the ball. I gotta dance around spoilers here.
You always need a character to throw.
How much did he spend on that? Like a good couple thousand or something like that?
Didn't he spend like something ridiculous, like $1 million on the glass ball?
I think so. I think it was somewhere around $1 million.
Like you need a goofy character to throw the balls around. That's like video game etiquette.
What video game doesn't have a character that likes to toss their balls? You know.
Exactly. Like Pea Shooter from Garden Warfare shoots peas or big like green balls, and then you have I'm trying to think. Oh, you have like fucking Flowey from Undertale. The little pellets. They kind of look like balls. You know, like
the friendliness balls.
Yeah, friendly balls. Just run into them.
Run into Flowey's balls, why don't you?
Don't phrase it like that.
Guilty.
Also,
there's bombs.
Another thing is that we, I up until what was it, like a couple? I don't want to say a couple months ago, maybe like 5 months ago. I had no idea what Undertale was. And then I believe it was Amber who also took me through that experience.
Yeah, I was the because it's like I remember I forget what the kind of context because first it was DDLC where we were I think we were talking about the game and then you just made like the passing comment that you had never played it and then we all just like dogged on you to play it and and that was the beginning and then Undertale
and
was
that was
next.
also coincidentally also the beginning of the predictions.
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know if everyone because this will be posted to the FFE, and even for people, if anyone outside of that watches this, but for people that don't know, when River first started playing DDLC, River has a habit of like guessing what's going to happen and like purely like offhanded comments like, oh yeah, I'm sure, yeah, this, just gonna be like this or this is gonna happen or whatever. And
I don't want you here. There's gonna be a shop full of Thames.
It's like it's never. I don't think River really processes like what she's like saying when she like makes those kind of comments because she just kind of says them and it's. But the funniest thing was. It's never important story beats. It's always just like random pieces of dialogue that she predicts. And it was at its funniest at the very start of the Danganronpa, or not Danganronpa, sorry, of the DDLC playthrough, where she was starting to play through it, and it was like the very before you even get to the club, where Sayori convinces you like to come over to the club because Natsuki made cupcakes. And so River just makes the passing comment of like, "Oh yeah, I sold my soul for a cupcake," and then the dialogue comes up of, "And today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake," and we were cackling.
Oh my god! And it's not even like it's just like one-off predictions, like, "Oh yeah, you know, like Obama will come in and like shoot down Fortnite Jonas." No, it's like these predictions. Like they're straight up like the most accurate like details that just are they're like, just one off and then they happen. Like
I genuinely think no one on the face of the planet besides River ever thought to themselves, yeah, I just sold my soul for a cupcake.
It was just and I'm mad about this because we hadn't started recording our playthroughs at that time.
Yeah, we
didn't catch that one.
Yeah, that was the first playthrough I ever did, so I didn't think to record it until like a fair amount, like a bit into Act 1. And that was like at the start of Act 1, so I didn't get it on recording. And I think the earliest I started recording was around like it was either in the middle of day 2 or day 1, I forget, when you're actually in the club. But God, I wish I got that on recording, because that would have been such a hilarious moment to experience again.
God, because I just remember I just remember going, well, I guess today's the day I sold my soul to Sayori for a cupcake. That dialogue came up and I damn near fell out of my chair.
You're like, what?
It's really funny how, like, that has remained consistent in your playthroughs. Like it was never that happened. And you could think that was like a really random prediction, but you're not gonna think like that's gonna happen like at least twice every time we do another sit down and play together. Like every game we've played, whether it be DDLC, whether it be Undertale, whether it be Off, Deltarune, whatever, you've made a prediction like that. It's been consistent.
River, you should make a spin-off of like the Smitty prediction compilations and do like River fucking predictions. And it's just be a compilation of you like guessing shit in like indie games and whatnot.
That should be it.
That would be so many views.
Amber, please make a supercut.
I would absolutely. The only like issue with making a supercut is that I would have to watch through like hours of footage because I don't remember where they are. It's been a while, and like I don't like I could perhaps remember. Wait, I do remember one. This was because this was when it was just me and River finishing up DDLC. And I remember the specific prediction because River. This was towards the end where Yuri was starting to act really creepy. And she and
I
like
think I know where you're going with this.
yeah, where she makes a passing comment about how she like how your character dropped their pen and she took it. And so River makes like the comment like, oh, she probably masturbated with it. And then that exact dialogue comes up later when Yuri's being incredibly creepy. And
it appears in the black text, I touched myself with the pen.
yeah.
Oh my lord.
And then I that's not where I thought you were going with that. But I will say there was another instance of like she gave me her poem and then it was that like blood and piss covered poem. But I just kind of casually mentioned like she's gonna be all up in my face after this, and then I put the poem down and she was like right there in front of me. And I was like, okay, could you back up, please?
I fucking love like the scares in DDLC because like they don't really it's very much leans into like the feeling of being really unsettled, which did the game like a really good amount of justice in just like trying to sell the creepiness of it. Because like you don't like, especially like even things that you wouldn't think would be meant to be scary. Like there's a surprising amount of people when Yuri pulls you into the closet and like pulls you up close and stares at you while breathing. There's a surprising amount of people that got like jump scared by the sound of Monica opening the closet.
Oh.
to end the sequence. And like it was like DDLC was just such a perfectly crafted horror experience, and I wish there were more games that really leaned into that kind of horror rather than what most games are. Like I don't want to say that a lot of horror games, how they do things, are ineffective or bad. Like a jump scare game can still be good. The jump scares just have to be appropriately placed and adequately scary. The jump scares doesn't automatically equal bad, but it's they're so often that having that kind of refresher of just being pure creeped out by the atmosphere of what you're playing. There's really no other experience like it.
Right.
This reminds me, I don't know why, but this the whole like perfectly timed jump scares takes me back to Ib. You guys know? Have you guys played
Ib?
I think is it Ib or Ib?
I believe it's pronounced Ib.
Wait,
Ib.
is it I and is it?
It's just IB.
Yeah, IB.
Oh, so
yeah.
IB. Is it the one with the little girl with the red dress?
I know it's a little girl. I'm pretty sure it's a little girl.
A girlfriend, bro.
I know it's a girl, but to me it sounds like you're describing. What am I thinking of? To me, it sounds like you're describing Yume Nikki.
Yume Nikki.
Is it an RPG like Maker game?
Yes.
Yes, I do believe so.
It's IB then. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Yume Nikki is also a RPG Maker game. It's the girl with the braided pigtails and closed eyes.
Yeah, I know her. I'm just saying about IB. She also has like a rose. I'm pretty sure. Or
that sounds right.
I'm looking at the Steam and yeah, she does. And she also has red eyes, a red skirt, red little like chafer thing on like her chest.
Yeah. I've never honestly like some of those old like RPG horror games like Ib or Aoni. I think modern day Aoni looks a little funny to me, especially when you just look at what Aoni looks like. He looks really wacky. Like obviously it can be dated. Like that was made with like I want to say like RPG Maker like 2000 or whatever it's called. Like old RPG Maker. Those were old games, and like nowadays you have games in RPG Maker like One Shot that has like ridiculous mechanics for what you would think RPG Maker can do.
Mm-hmm.
And like I'd say, like definitely they've held the test of time. Like people still play Off, and that was made in like 2008. Uh, or translated in 2008, one of the two. But it was made a while ago, and people still love that game. I still love that game.
Mm.
And like I like old games that just have like enough like old games that aren't dated enough that they're unfun to play with like modern quality of life or stuff like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
old you go back to like some old games and they're just like, god, how did we enjoy this back then? Like we have so much better now. But like those old games that have done something that no other game since has really done the same way or equate or done as well. And it's like those games are just really cool to me.
Yeah. Like I think the fact that makes these games timeless is the fact that they don't really have anything dated. They're like, oh, it's like this trend, or it has reference to this, or yada yada. It's mostly like self-contained stories that don't really have references to things that can date over time, I suppose.
Oh my gosh. You know, there's this one game. It mentally broke me. I think you guys might already know, but I played Amori. And
Oh.
I don't.
I did.
Okay, before you start talking, don't spoil
Yeah.
anything because I'm still. I have.
No, 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 no.
I
I'm not
haven't
gonna spoil
played.
anything.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
Especially.
no, I'm not gonna spoil anything.
Yeah, especially because people might be watching this that
No,
I
no.
still haven't finished Omori.
Obviously, no spoilers.
Yeah.
I've done multiple endings. I did it with Zyle because they wanted to see me play Omori because they played it and they said that it is a game you have to get. So I did a music commission and I was like, "Hey yo, can you hook me up with Omori?" And they're like, "I got you, fam." Bam, gave it to me before I did music. And I'm like, "Bro, fucking chill. Give it to me when I'm done." And then I get it after I do the music. I did the song called "Unblameable," amazing song. Then I got Amori, and then me and Zyle we chilled out, and well, not really chilled out, more like they watched me become an emotional wreck over the course of a few days while I played because the whole experience it's just a must play. You know, it's a I'm not gonna be one to be writing on Amori like fucking crazy, but I'm just gonna say it right now. It's a really amazing game that I think that everyone should at least experience once. Like no watching, not even watching the trailer, because that also has spoilers in it, and that's like, what the fuck?
I always wondered about like games that it's like watching or like I've never understood the idea behind like game trailers or movie trailers or even something as simple as like a book blurb that just kind of spoils like things that happen even just in the middle of even like in the middle of the story like
Right. I mean, if you're gonna do a trailer, you can do it effectively and catch the attention of people. But when I went to go and watch the fucking trailer for Amori that Omocat put out, and I'm like after I played the game, you know, like I'm like trying to look at it from the perspective of someone who hasn't played it before. I'm looking at it, and I'm just like that, like. You just spoiled the game. You just spoiled the whole thing. But like honestly, holy moly, it's such a funny game. It's a sad game. It's a horrifying game. It's just something that makes you feel so many things and very strongly too. And it honestly left a really big impact on how I feel about um like mental health. Um Like, it really made me think more critically on it. Not even gonna lie. So, for those of you who haven't played it, Amber.
I gotten so
partially River.
I thought you were also going to attack me there for a second.
I honestly, so what happened with me playing Omori was, so at the time, my sister wanted to experience it as well. So I was like, okay, we can play it together. The issue with that was that we would have to, you know, be on the same page of like playing stuff. And Omori is a long game.
It is, yeah.
And
it's not easy.
At some point, we just kind of like, we didn't finish it. And obviously now, even if I wanted to play it with her, I can't because she's at college right now.
Right.
But I think at some point I got to, without really giving anything specific, I got to the Spider Forest. Like I entered there, and then that's where I kind of left off. And I decided at some point to start, just kind of start from the beginning again, because A, it had been a while, and B, I just kind of wanted to continue without having to. Actually, no, I had to continue from the start anyway because I had wiped out installed programs on my computer when I was having issues with it and was trying to figure out the problem. The unfortunate thing about Omori and most RPG Maker games on Steam is that they don't support cloud saves on Steam. So I didn't have my save file and had to start in the beginning again. And also that's happened twice now because I've moved to my new computer. And I didn't mind the second one that much. I didn't even mind the first one that much, but I didn't mind the second one that much because I barely made any progress anyway. So I'm fine with it was 1 or 2 hours I played it. So yeah, I'll have to start it back up again sometime. I'll have to find, because I think the main reason why I really haven't, I know it's probably gonna get good, but the thing is one, I'm playing through sections I already know what happens, so the shock factor is kind of lost. And two, because I played 8 hours worth of Omori before going back to the start. And the second thing is honestly, Omori's battle system is kind of boring.
And don't get me, I think the reason why it doesn't seem that enjoyable to play is because you had to play through the same thing over and over again because you've been moving different computers, which is breaking the immersion. For me, I had made sure that I had everything okay with my computer. Nothing was gonna mess up. And I played through the game. And even though I did take a few days to actually get through the game, I made sure that I saved. So that way I'm at that spot that I'm at because Zio made it extremely apparent that continuity in this game is so important, and if you backtrack because of loss of data, then that's gonna completely ruin the entire immersion of this game because the whole thing, it's so amazing, but you can only really truly feel the experience if you play it through the whole thing one time. That's the best way to experience this game, and I feel like most games that have a story and it's very linear like that is also dependent on the player only having one playthrough of this whole thing without any interruptions from any outside forces like data corruption, not saving your game, things like that. And for me, holy shit, there are some things in there that, looking back at it now, if I would have corrupted my thing, if I would have corrupted my file, or if I would have had to move computers and things like that over and over and over again, I feel like I would be in that same boat that you are in, where it's you know what's happening and you're kind of looking at the game retrospectively in terms of its mechanisms and things like that, and you're just this game isn't really the most exciting game.
I mean, even before I had to restart, I didn't really. I found the battle system just kind of uninteresting to me, which is funny because like I've never really had an RPG game where I didn't just where I wasn't just like fine with anything that any of the battle systems, because like I enjoy the battle systems of RPGs, even like just the turn-based ones, not even like the particularly active ones. But Omori, something about it, like something about the battle system just felt very bleh to me, and I really can't place it because it operates just like any other like any other game's battle system. And like there's even like a bunch of unique mechanics with it, like you can look to someone else to get a combo on your attack, or you can fill up the little meter to do like a team attack.
Special attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even like then, like I just didn't find it like very interesting to do.
That's kind of weird because, well, not really weird because all of it's really like preference. And you've played a lot more indie games than I have, by like a large margin.
I played a lot of RPGs. Like I'm very much an RPG person. I'd say like out of the entirety of the FFV, it's like me and Temo are like the two RPG people. It's just that I'm the one that's less vocal about it. And yeah, so like I've played like classic RPG Maker stuff like Off. I've played One Shot. I've played stuff like that. I recently I started like a playthrough of Fear and Hunger, which is
that's a good one. That's a really good one.
Yeah, I did make sure because when I moved from my old computer to my new one, I made sure to copy the save data because I checked that there was no Scheme Cloud, and so I was like, okay, better back that up because that having to re-experience Fear and Hunger is its own experience.
Right.
Because but yeah, so like stuff like that, and even like other general other RPGs, like I guess you could count Pokemon, but it's hard to count Pokemon like that. It's so Pokemon is really unconventional in terms of RPGs that I don't really count it as much. It's like it's basically its own genre of RPG.
Right, it's like it's really its own thing because
if you don't count fucking Pokemon Infinite Fusion.
What is that?
Infinite, it's like a ROM hack or something that came out recently where those Pokemon fusions where it'd be like two Pokemon combined together.
Gardepunny.
Hang on. Do you actually not know what Pokemon Infinite Fusion is?
I'd imagine because I'd imagine he knows Pokemon, like just Pokemon, the Pokemon Fusion thing. I don't think he would know.
I've seen it on like YouTube Shorts, but I've never actually like gone and like tried Pokemon Infinite Fusion.
Okay, I don't remember who it was. I want to say it was somebody on the FFV who initially told me about Pokemon Infinite Fusion. I think it was Adam actually who was like, "Hey, so you should check this out." And I think it's an RPG game, if I remember correctly.
Oh, yeah, it's Pokemon.
They built the entire thing in an RPG Maker.
Okay.
And Pokemon Infinite Fusion is... I personally really enjoy it. I think it's really cool. So it's also like a kind of a chunky file. It's like a gig's worth of data. But Soul, if you ever get the chance, I highly suggest you play it because there are some really interesting fusions that I think you would enjoy.
I'm looking at it right now. I'm only getting the fucking question marking for things. Like I have Fortress and Starmie mixed together. I wanted to see what that would look like, and like it's just not budging.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, look at the chat. Look at the chat. I mean, you can get awesome fusions like this one. So
yeah, so because the thing about Infinite Fusion is that every fusion is custom sprited.
Well, almost
everyone. But a lot of them are, and you just get like this. It's nothing like that comes out of a computer to save time, because there are a lot of combinations of Pokemon, because there's a lot of Pokemon. And having just like that touch of these abominations coming from the ideas of people, like, it just is so wacky.
I think one of the first fusions I was introduced to during my initial playthrough was if you fuse two Rattatas together, you get like King Rattata, and it's just like one rat with a bunch of like surrounded by a bunch of smaller rats. And,
I was honestly thinking like you were going to you're going to say you fuse two Rattatas and then you just get like one rat but better.
One rat but better.
Which reminded me of fucking Inscription, where you can place, because you have the totems that you can affect certain species of cards with sigils. If you do the sigil where it makes the animal more powerful after a single turn, and you apply that to squirrels, it just turns them into elder squirrels after one turn.
Elder squirrels.
Wow. Okay.
I'm not getting anything. Why is this bullshit happening?
Okay.
What the hell?
Yeah, RPGs. I find it funny how Soul was being like, Amber, you haven't played. River, you've played a little, and you just kind of let me off the hook, because I'm being honest. I know not even a grain of Omori knowledge. I haven't played it. I haven't.
I swear, like
played
half of our.
Well, I apologize for leaving you off the hook.
Yeah, all I know is Mr. Omori boy and his army of red.
Army of soy jackal.
Yeah.
The Omori boy thing I've seen like a few times, and I've never understood why it exists.
I think it's because the original comic, because Omori was. I think it was before a game. It was a comic, right? Yeah. So I think the original like panel or whatever it was.
I do remember the panel I think you're talking about, where it was like one of Omocat's old comics, like just called like Pretty Boy or something, where it's just like this like boy who looks like Omori, where like there's this like, you know, big tough bully who comes up to him and tries to be rude to him, and the boy turns around and he looks all pretty, and then the bully just like sits there blushing.
Oh wait, I think I know. I think I know what you're talking about.
I don't think I've seen it, but I mean, I guess
it's like the one where like there's like four dudes and they're like, oh, what's up, pretty boy? Yeah, turns around and then like the four dudes are just like blushing. It's like,
cute boy, gay.
Gay, homosexual, gay.
Hey, what do you know, Soul? Your recommendation for a topic is coming back to coming to exist.
Yay! Gay man, let's go!
Yeah, like you.
Shut your bitches up.
I like men.
Here's a question. I've been storing this one since the beginning. Are you guys gonna go watch the FNAF movie day one?
Not day one.
Depends on what the day of day one is. Is that like, what day of the week is that?
I'm not entirely sure.
No clue.
Okay, well, it depending on the day. I might see it day one. I might not. Depends on just if I can. But I definitely do want to see it when it comes out to theaters, because I'm very interested to see what it's going to be like.
Here's the thing. I might as well watch it, but I'm not going to theaters. If there's anything that I know about the internet, it's that they're going to find a way to pirate the movie in the first week. So I'm just going to wait for someone to pirate the movie.
I mean, I think like part of like obviously I think like part of obviously going to theaters is paying for the movie, but it's also kind of paying for being able to see it on the big screen, which is quite the difference. And especially with like the sound system there and whatever, it is kind of paying for the experience over, paying for actually seeing the movie. And I think like it's worth it going. Like obviously, if you don't want to go to a theater, that's fair. I do think it's just it is worth, especially if you find like a nice a theater that doesn't cost too much. Like you're not going to like AMC or something. Like I have a local theater in my town where it costs like $7 for a ticket. It's not very much. And it's pretty cheap. I could see a movie for $20 or not $20, $7 as opposed to seeing it for like however much, like 15 or something, like twice as much.
Yeah.
It's the small theater experience is probably the best ways to experience a movie, because it's like you get kind of that big screen experience, but you're not paying as much to see it.
To me, it's funny because in my town we have the it's called the Dollar Theater. You just pay like I think it's even less than $7, honestly, and the only thing you're really paying for is like snacks. That's just about it. Is you're paying for the snacks, and then
dude, movie theater snacks are so filling.
I'm not a big fan of movie theater snacks, which is why, and don't tell anybody this, I sneak stuff in.
Oh God!
I don't like movie theater
thing
snacks.
You did. Oh no!
I don't like theater snacks because like one big thing of popcorn is like
makes your stomach
$15.
Have I told you guys about the time my sister threw popcorn on me?
No.
I haven't told you this story. Oh my God. No. We were going to see the movie Home. And at the end of the movie, we still had like we got like a huge bucket of popcorn, right? Mm-hmm. And by the end of the movie, we still had that full fucking thing. So she got up first to walk past me, and she just fucking threw like top down, threw the entire thing on top of me and spilt popcorn all over the seats.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
And I was like, oh bitch, I chased her. I grabbed a handful of popcorn, chased her out of the movie theater, was chucking at it the whole way. Oh my.
I would hate if someone did that to me, like especially with that fake butter. You get it on your clothes, on your hands. Like that just sounds terrible. I remember it's always weird to me just like seeing just piles of popcorn on the floor in movie theaters. Like, what are you doing with your popcorn? Are you actively trying to make the janitors have a headache or something, or
and oh my God,
I think we stressed out the janitor that day with how much popcorn we spilled all over the floor.
You know how janitors must have felt when fucking Endgame came out.
Oh.
Just like Thanos fading away, just like everyone fucking throwing their popcorn and shit. Yeah, Marvel. Dude,
and imagine like front row seat people throwing it at the screen. Do you know how annoying? Do you know like not only for the people watching would that be kind of annoying to just see popcorn like the shadow of popcorn flying up, but if that gets like butter on the screen, that's got to be annoying.
Someone just throws their big gulp of like Dr. Pepper at the screen.
Oh God,
big gulp.
Dude, I remember there was like one. We basically only ever gotten popcorn whenever we go to a movie theater. Occasionally, occasionally maybe we'll order
nachos?
Like a drink or something, maybe. But there was one particular time where I decided, hey, they're selling cotton candy. Maybe I could get some of that. It was like a bag of 2 full balls of cotton candy. Like, a ball like the size of like a basketball.
Jeez.
like maybe a little smaller than that, but still, it was like a big ball of cotton candy, and like obviously I couldn't finish it. That was the one and only time I've ever actually eaten cotton candy.
And we're talking about balls again. Yay!
Yay, balls! Let's go!
Yeah, balls of cotton candy. Yeah,
Full circle. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Again.
And I like honestly like I don't have a lot of like that shitty like movie carnival candy, but some of it's actually really good. Like you want like obviously they're made to be like big and filling, and like but they're good if you have them in like small portions. Like have you ever tried an elephant ear before? The candy, not the actual thing.
No, I don't think I have.
Yeah, I don't think I have either.
Yeah,
No.
I've had an elephant ear once when I was like way younger. They're really good.
What is it?
I don't. It's. I'd have to like specifically look up what it is, but it's very like it's like a. I think it's like a dough, like a very sugary dough.
I found a pastry thing. Hold on.
Yeah.
Elephant ear pastry. Oh, these. Yeah, I've had these before.
Yeah,
I remember
elephant ears
these.
are. The first time I ever heard of elephant ears was Tomodachi Life.
Really?
Yeah, because they have elephant ears in that. They have all sorts of food in that game, which is how I learned of like a bunch of different things.
Oh.
Man, Tomodachi Life was fun.
Yeah, I remember.
I tried emulating Tomodachi Life on my computer. I tried doing the 3DS emulation, and for some reason everything broke because like the Mii faces wouldn't load in.
Yeah, so yeah, you have to kind of like
faceless Mii's, and so, that was creepy shit, man.
Dude,
I'm staring at the fucking like.
I emulated Smash for Wii U on my old computer, and that was the same thing with the Mii fighters. So you would just do like 100-man Smash, and it would just rain down these headless bodies that you would fight against. And it was fucking hilarious.
I remember I tried to emulate fucking Smash Wii U, and what had happened was when you load into the game, like the characters' faces would appear, but not their actual bodies. So you get these like face textures and then nothing else. And but the game still plays normally. The hitboxes and everything are still there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But you just have these hovering faces. And I remember one instance with Mario specifically. You could just see you could tell like where the polygons end on his face. So it was really strange.
That reminds me, have you ever seen like the flat character glitch in Wii U?
What?
I think.
Like, wait. The podcast gets to hear my loud ass keyboard.
Yay! For those who are watching and listening in, or something like that, telepathically.
This will be out to the fucking
really loud
aliens.
keyboards. And that also goes for potential.
I found an image. Oh my god! Look at this fucking. This is an actual glitch that happened to people in their copies of.
Oh my god!
Like characters would just become
fucking cursed.
Characters would just be like flattened for no reason. Like it was so weird looking.
It looks like like those. Oh my god! It looks like they're fucking walking through like a mirror fucking thing. You know, like the mirror maze, where like there's all these goofy ass mirrors that are like changing the proportions of your body. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're just walking around. You're looking like a custom Bionicle character.
Bionicle character. Oh my! Look at Yoshi's fucking nose, bro. Like.
Oh my goodness.
That glitch is so. One thing I heard is that there was like a kid who got the game and it had that glitch in it, and he was so confused. So they did a fundraiser to get him a new copy of the game that wouldn't have the glitch, and the new copy of the game was glitched.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Time to go back to GoFundMe.
So we got 2 flat character copies of Smash Wii U. Imagine being that kid.
Oh my god. You open it up and Mario just looks fucking like horrible.
They had an image of, I didn't grab it, but they had an image of Mario with
They're just going through the list. You know, Mario looks all messed up. Samus looks like a fucking period. And then they go to Game & Watch. Oh, that's normal. And then
it's a little small, but you can see it.
Oh my god!
Can we get a visual? Can we have a visual?
Mario?
Yeah, I'll put it on the
screen. Yes.
I'll put it. Okay. It doesn't show up on the actual. It doesn't show up on the actual recording, but.
I fucking love how his his hat is 3D and his face is just fucking squat.
Yeah, I'll put it on. I'll put the images that we talk about on screen whenever.
It's a me. It looks like fake Peppino, but Mario.
It's a me, Mario.
Like a face eater. Oh my god.
They literally I can't believe they added Flat Stanley to.
Fucking Flat Stanley. Oh.
He looks like fucking who am I thinking of? He just, I mean, he looks like a fucking cardboard cutout. Like,
it's like one of those like display cutouts that they put at like game events.
There was this one like Pymations video where like a cupboard cutout of like the medic is like alive.
Have you guys seen that one video with real actors? It's called The Glitch, and
I've seen it. Yes, I've seen it. You triggered something like so deep in my mind I didn't even know oh my god!
I pulled something out from the fucking depths of your memory.
I remember that. I have never heard of this, or maybe I have, but I forget the name or something.
So it features real actors, but it's this old like CGI. Like it's got a lot of CGI effects in it, and it's called The Glitch. And there's this gun on the ground, and it's just kind of like clipping in and out of the floor. And then you got people dressed up as like Minecraft Steve and Mario, and they're like, "Whoa, yeah, maybe we should touch that."
I searched it up on. That is a terrifying thumbnail.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen this video. I would recognize it if I did. But yeah, I've never seen this before. This came out 10 years ago? Jesus.
Yeah, and the CGI in this is really good for it being like 10 years ago.
This came out 61 million views.
61, yeah.
Oh my god. Oh god, this is the channel. This is the channel that did the AI generated anime.
Oh, this is the same channel?
Yeah. Where they did the Corridor Digital, where they did the they did like live action, but used AI to overlay it with like anime, and it looks really bad.
Yeah. Well, they fell off. Really fell off.
Yeah, you can tell. Like that can't. Those were like some of these. I've heard of Corridor Digital. Never watched any of their stuff, but yeah, like they seem like they're talented at the things they do. Like scrolling through these videos, they seem like there's actual talent put into them. And then they do and then they go to AI generated anime, and it's just like, man.
Jem, have you seen where they go back and remaster the visual effects for The Glitch?
I don't think I have.
I'm sending you a link right now.
This reminds me of like old. I don't know why, but this reminds me of like React. You guys remember React? Where they had like a bunch of like kids reacting to like.
Isn't React like not a good channel or something like that?
I don't remember.
Or was that Fine Bros or something?
That's the same one. That's the same people.
Really? Oh, then
Yeah, I
Well,
don't remember.
Because from what I heard, it was like they were into some financial stuff. Maybe I don't know. I don't exactly remember.
No, yeah, I don't remember either. But hey, I just liked React. I remember their Undertale series, which weirdly enough, they never finished. They had like the one gaming React channel, right? They had a bunch of people and they like plopped them down in a chair and then made them play the game. And
Mm-hmm.
I do remember that they never ever finished the games that they had them play except Undertale. They finished all of Undertale, and it was. I think
Oh
I
my god.
remember I liked it and I watched it because it was really fun.
Mm.
Then years later they did Deltarune, but that one got less views. So
dude, speaking of old internet stuff, you just reminded me. Have you ever seen, not the one that I know you're immediately going to think of when I say this, but have you ever seen Undertale the musical from Man on the Internet?
I have,
Yeah,
I have.
Yes, I have.
Yeah,
I
that
have.
honestly, like that is so well made.
It
Like
is so well made.
like
It is.
they actually like wrote really good lyrics for a bunch of the songs, and like the singers are really good at what they do, and it's so good. Like for a lot of the stuff that Undertale has put out from YouTube on YouTube, like there's a lot of weird stuff
There
because
is.
Mhm.
it's Undertale. But um Man on the Internet's Undertale the musical is so good, and like and then they also did like the what do they call it, like the genocide mix or whatever,
Oh
Oh
where
yeah,
yeah.
they, and those are really good too. Like the one they did for Megalovania is
it's insane. Yeah,
yeah, like
I
and I like how one thing I like that they did, they took the unused, I think it's called Star or something, the unused track that exists in Undertale, and they made a song for Kara out of it, which I thought was cool.
oh
Mm.
oh that's what it was. Oh.
Oh my god.
What's something that I did? I do remember I did watch their Undertale the musical stuff, but I think I started like watching even more after that because I remember I watched as well all of their Pokemon covers. They have really good Pokemon covers, and I really like
Mm.
Red's theme and the lyrics that they made for that because it's so cool.
Mm.
Yeah, I never watched much else from Man on the Internet. I think it was mainly just the Undertale musical, and
Yeah.
the I think
Real
I
quick, I just want to step in real fast and say we have officially hit 2 hours of
Woo!
recording time. Go
woo.
us!
Technically it's at an hour 57, but whatever. Woo, 2 hours.
Woohoo!
But hey, the the Man on the Internet stuff. I
Mhm.
had like I think I remember seeing they did like Deltarune the Not musical. I didn't watch that, so I don't
Oh,
I don't know what exactly it is, if it's actually like a
uh,
musical or not.
it
But
is a it is a
Mhm.
I did watch it. It is a musical, but they called it Deltarune the Not musical because they named it Undertale musical because Undertale was finished and
Right.
Deltarune isn't. So that's why they're just
ah,
kind of like saying the not musical, but it is basically Deltarune the musical.
Mhm.
I see. Okay. Yeah, I out of all the things to come out of Undertale YouTube, Undertale the musical is definitely one of the best. Dude, it's so funny to like look back at like stuff that came out around like the time that Undertale was at its peak. Like you have that like really famous Sans animation where they did a cover of the Steven Universe song "Stronger Than You,"
Uh, for you, yeah.
and yeah, and then it's always, and then there's always like, nowadays it's kind of like you mentioned that, and then someone will go, "Hey, you know that was animated by a furry porn artist."
Oh yeah, yeah, they're gonna say that.
Yeah, like that's
Oh my.
your fact of the day, folks, that animation was created by a furry porn artist. Surprise, surprise! People do weird things. Uh, yeah, and the and it's even funnier that cover of "Stronger Than You" got more views than the actual song from Steven Universe.
Wait, it has more views than the
Yeah,
actual official upload?
yeah,
That's
I'm pretty
insane.
sure it's
That's
yeah.
insane.
Yeah, just the power of Undertale, really. I'm sure like 90% of people who watched that probably hadn't even heard the original. Because, like, I don't think, I'd imagine at that time there wasn't a lot of overlap between Steven Universe fans and Undertale fans. I think nowadays it's more common knowledge, at least. But, like, back then, I think it's just like, since Undertale was incredibly mainstream and Steven Universe wasn't really, uh, YouTube just like kind of would spit out the Undertale video at them because they were watching Undertale stuff. So they would see that and, not know what Stronger Than You comes from and just think it's like an original song or something.
Yeah.
And then the Spanish one.
Yeah.
Oh
You know,
my
so
god.
talking about Undertale, I think I will out myself and say that back when Undertale was going on, I was 100% that one kid that watched a bunch of dubs.
Oh yeah, same here. I can't.
Yeah.
I watched a bunch of like, for me, I would watch like this dumb like meme compilations,
Oh.
like Undertale. It was that was kind of like I would watch like these meme compilations where half of them were like taking popular vines or something and then just slapping the characters' faces on
Yeah.
like basically just
Oh yeah.
incorrect
Oh
quotes.
my god. I've just remember. Oh my god. I forgot that people did that. Oh.
It's literally just incorrect quotes but video form, like
Yeah.
like that was, I think those were fine. Like like incorrect quotes are funny and that was just a video form, so those were fine. But like there were like weird Undertale memes in there. Like, I didn't
Yeah.
get, like they were just kind of and like so basically it was a mix of that like weird memes and then the incorrect quotes memes, and that was about it. I had like I would just go on like hour long meme compilations of Undertale memes or whatever, and like I would look back on them now and be like, how are half of these funny? I think I do the same thing for a lot of these. Like I'll look back at old things that people found funny or that I found funny, and like, why did people consider this funny? Like, I think like a lot of old vines. Like I think there are funny vines, but I think there's like these old. You'll look at a compilation. You'll look at Vine compilations, and you'll see like the same ones pretty often. Uh, and like some of them were just like, why is this a popular thing? Why did this, like the one that I always am so confused on how it got to the point where people started like putting in compilations was, that one Vine where where it's like this young like this young girl who's like singing I think it's Bang Bang, a section from Bang Bang, and it's just like a bunch of stills of her in like a bunch of different poses. And it was if like something like if they touch me they sorry, uh I forget the exact lyrics, I'd have to look them up, but it was just like, how did people find this and enjoyable enough Vine to consider it like one that like would be a staple of Vines in general? Like it never made sense to me like why that one specifically was popular.
No clue. I was gonna say as well with the Undertale stuff. Uh, you know, it's Soul already knows because I keep on blabbing about it most of the time. But big thing that also came out of the whole Undertale dark days it was definitely if Undertale was realistic. I can't just like when talking about like old Undertale fandom, I just cannot gloss over it because it's like it's so good, and I cannot like lie that I found it really funny, especially the Spanish dub, because the Spanish voice actor does a really good job, and I feel like it gives it a more like gives it a better accent to it. Like it doesn't feel like the jokes feel English now, but they still make sense in Spanish, and it's still funny. So yeah.
I actually don't know what you're talking about. I don't think I've ever seen that.
You've never seen if Undertale was realistic?
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Do you know about Smash Bits?
That name does sound familiar.
Okay. I wasn't sure. Okay, so you started talking about if Undertale was realistic, and for some reason, my brain defaulted to like for some reason I thought about people in costume and like them like
yeah, that's what I was
scenarios.
imagining, like an IRL act out of Undertale.
Yeah. No. And then you said Smash Bits, and I'm going,
it's that type of realistic.
I'd have to hang on. Let me look it up right now. You get to hear my loud keyboard again.
It's a bunch of SFM animations.
If Undertale was realistic, wait, no, I think I know. Yeah, these. I recognize the thumbnail. Yeah, and those. Oh God, the Sans model looks so creepy.
Yeah.
I do recognize that. I don't think I ever genuinely watched any of those. But yeah, oh my God, they made if Deltarune was realistic, funny animation.
Oh, I don't think I've watched that.
That looks. I think that one looks based on the thumbnail more like a shitpost.
Yeah, I don't think I've watched that one. I think actually no, I did, but it's not. It's not the same thing.
Yeah, I remember seeing like those models and like I don't think they ever I think I looked at them and I was like, those look weird. Like I think that was the main reason why I didn't watch it, is just because I didn't like how the models looked.
Fair.
Well, the models, they're not necessarily like the top of the line, but like the whole I recommend the watch. It is fucking hilarious.
Dude, I think
it's so
I like how like old Undertale animations like didn't I think I want to say it was Pymations, but I don't remember that did an Undertale animation. I specifically remember the part of the animation that I remember specifically is that Papyrus straps a bomb to his chest and the human.
That was
yeah.
That would be Pymations.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that animation. Yeah, I'm trying to remember if I watched any other like Undertale animations, but because my time was for me it was like Undertale content at some point, but before that was FNAF content, which is even worse, I would argue. In some ways, at least. But, like...
Yeah.
God, the old... I remember specifically the channel. I think it was called, like, Jay's Cinema. Where they made, like... It was, like, these SFM animations. Rather than, like, being, like, very horror-driven, it's, like, imagine FNAF as like a slice of life TV show with no dialogue. And for all these, like, they always had I always remember, because I didn't know who the character was at the time, but for some reason it was very consistent to have the scout from TF2 as the night guard. I don't know why, but that was the thing they did. Probably because it was SFM. But the those old animations were so like I enjoyed them at the time, but God, thinking about them now, they were just like bad cash grabs. Like even thinking about like even the animation work, you could tell that they like spent 5 minutes on like on the entire thing. Like like forget walk cycles, just have the characters like slide like they're Mr. Game and Watch across the stage.
Just have them slide with like the concrete like grinding sound effect.
Oh, okay. I just remembered something, and I forgot. I wanted to bring it. I wanted to talk about it because Amber pointed it out, but I forgot about it. So Amber was talking about her first YouTubers that she watched, and I kind of want to do that. I kind of want like to go from each person and like us to talk about what YouTubers we watched.
Ooh, yeah, that would be fun.
Okay,
that is
you begin because you were the one who wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, I mentioned this at the time. But the first YouTuber I ever watched was Popular MMOs because I remember the reason being was because so when me and my sister were young, we were into Minecraft. Side story that I'll just take like a second to explain. We originally played Minecraft on my mom's laptop, and we didn't know about how computer programs worked. So every single time we wanted to play it, we thought that every time we would have to re-download it from the Minecraft website. So we just had on my mom's computer loaded with a bunch of executable files. Of Minecraft. But anyway, we wanted to figure out how to mod the game because we were into mods. And my sister found Popular MMOs from his mod showcase videos. And so I, as a result, started watching a lot of Popular MMOs. And for a while, that was the only channel I watched. Because I was just like too stubborn, I guess, to move to anything else. But the like after a while of watch, I also remember specifically at one time one of my friends at the time, this was like 4th grade or something like that, maybe earlier, like 3rd grade. There I just remember like a specific interaction where it's like we had like a mini debate of like who's like who would beat each other in a fight, Popular MMOs or Preston Plays. Because they watch Preston Plays.
Preston Plays. Oh my god.
But so that was the first channel I watched, Popular MMOs. At some point later, when I started actually watching other channels, I started watching the Diamond Minecart, specifically his modded like roleplay videos. Those were fun. I really liked those. Where he would like and like every one he did, he would like add a new part of his like little basement area with whatever happened, and like every time it'd be like a new mod or something. And that was him. I do remember, so past the 3rd channel I ever watched, I don't recall as much, but the 3rd channel, which I don't know if any of you have heard of this, and I'd say in recent years I think he like eventually got worse over time, and then people just started not watching him. But the 3rd channel I ever watched was a channel called The Fear Raiser, who did Minecraft skits, a lot of Minecraft skits, and they did a lot with. I remember they did with some of their friends. The only friend I remember being a YouTuber by the name of Gizzy Gaza.
That's a
yeah. So the Fear Raiser did Minecraft skits, and it was, I
remember this guy.
The Fear Raiser. Yeah, he has like the purple shades and the 2 white stripes in his hair.
Yeah, it's like what?
Yeah, he. Yeah, so he was the 3rd channel I ever watched, and I remember specifically. I'd have to. I have to go back to his channel. I haven't looked at his channel in so long. And who knows, maybe he removed the fear razor. Yeah. The fear razor all one word. Oh god. Thank goodness I have autoplay turned off because one of his he transitioned to he hasn't uploaded anything in years. Yeesh. He like did a bunch of Minecraft skits and he also did like animated story times too. Kind of like Jaden animation style. God, this is so clickbaity. Oh Jesus Christ. Yeah, there's a reason why he's yeah, there's a reason why people didn't like him, and I'd say the only reason I liked him was because I was young. But the Minecraft I'm trying to scroll down and find specifically the one that I think was the one that I watched first. And cuz he did like he was very trend chasey, you could tell. Like it's hard to tell when I'm a young dumb kid. But in modern context, yeah, he was really trend chasey. And cuz he would do like he was very Minecraft stuff, Minecraft roleplay videos. And it was a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's, Yandere Simulator. I think he started doing Hello Neighbor at some point. Sometimes he would have other YouTubers like Stampy or Diamond Minecart in it. And sometimes he would do like Minecraft animations or whatever. And yeah, like his is like really bad kids content, what you would consider nowadays. I just scrolled past a video on 7 years ago. Am I gay? Oh god. Yeah, this is all like really bad stuff. But I remember I started, because it's gonna take a while for me to find it. I started with, is it series? Is it FNAF Legends? I don't know. It was some Five Nights at Freddy's shit. Which I think started my descent into Five Nights at Freddy's content. Yeah, so yeah, you did a lot of Minecraft roleplays. That's the takeaway.
Yeah,
very trend chasey.
I went to the gaming channel and like, yeah,
I think from there past that point was where I started to get into channels I still watch now. Like I found Markiplier and Jacksepticeye. I found Jacksepticeye actually from his FNAF 2 animation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it was specifically because I watched like a FNAF animation compilation, and one of them was Jacksepticeye. I also remember Pymation's FNAF animations were included in that.
Oh yeah.
I think Markiplier was there too. I think Yami Mash was also one. There was an animation of his. Man, remember when animations were relevant on YouTube? That's a different. Yeah, that's my early YouTuber experience. Anyone else have their stories of first YouTube channels they watched?
My turn? Well, so the very first YouTuber I ever watched definitively, I don't know if you guys know them, Venturian Tale. Do you guys remember them?
I've heard of them. I think because I never watched them, but I remember like a commentary video on them, like because they had fallen off after X amount of years. Or
not just fallen off, but also they all like went their own separate ways.
Yeah.
But like they're a family. Like they're all like brothers and sisters, and like I watched all of their like Gmod videos, all of their like they had a Minecraft playthrough, and like through that I also discovered people like Tobuscus, which absolutely amazing fucking YouTuber. who was at his prime with Minecraft Aether mod. You guys heard of Tobuscus? You know, the fuck Minecraft songs and shit like that. Like, safety torch, put it in the hallway. Safety torch, put it in your front porch. You know.
Okay, I was muted for a little bit.
But like,
because I'm munching on ice, but fucking. Oh my god, I heard Soul mention Tobuscus. I started freaking the fuck out.
Yes, I found them like through watching Minecraft playthroughs of Venturian Tale, and Tobuscus was my shit. And then out of nowhere, because like I was in love with all the songs that he was making at the time, and he even had a wizard game fucking coming out. That was wicked. And then like I had come across some like other YouTubers who I was like really early on, like PewDiePie, and watching like the Insomnia playthroughs. Oh my god,
I'm surprised. I'm surprised because I got into Markiplier and Jacksepticeye pretty early. I'm surprised I never got into to PewDiePie. Like they were at the time they were kind of they were kind of like the
YouTube trifecta.
Like the three kings of YouTube. Like they did. I think like I don't know why YouTube never really recommended him to me, and maybe if YouTube did, I just didn't pay attention to it. But like I never got into PewDiePie, and I'm kind of surprised. I think like nowadays, like I feel like I'm kind of like partially glad that I didn't, for the sake of like PewDiePie is kind of just like this very weird, contentious like I honestly he was, for being like the one of the most subscribed channels on YouTube, nobody talks about him anymore. Like
well, I mean, he's not really trying to be like the YouTube star anymore. Yeah. I mean, he's married, he has kids. Like, he's trying to move on with his life, and I think at this point he doesn't really care about...
Yeah, like, YouTube is just kind of a second thing.
It's not like he doesn't care, it's just like, you know, it's being number one,
it's not his priority.
No, his priority is just, you know, being there for his family and just, like, enjoying the good life, you know? Because he made a fuck ton of shit while doing YouTube. Yeah. And like you were talking about fucking Jacksepticeye and Markiplier, I also watched them through them. But at the same time, you know, I'm fucking around with popular MMOs and like Team Crafted. But one YouTuber that I absolutely loved watching, Zach Scott Games.
That's my man right there.
Yeah. Like, oh my gosh, the amount of times that I would watch him on my Nintendo 3DS on the YouTube app.
Oh my lord! Remember one time 3DS YouTube app, Jesus Christ!
One time I couldn't find my fucking headphones, so I was just watching a Zach Scott Game video like out loud while my parents were eating dinner when we used to live in an apartment when we first moved here to the city that we live in, and and I remember what video it was. It was the very like it was about like near the end point of South Park and the Stick of Truth, because like there was some like sexual stuff that was going on with like the cop and having something being stuck up, you know where. If you know, and then he was like, just like really loud. Zach was like, "Oh shit, what the fuck?" And my dad was like, "Hey, turn that down." And I'm there in the morning just like eating, just like turning to my side, looking at my 3DS while I'm watching this.
I remember the times when like a YouTuber swearing was like, "Oh my god."
Especially like, one that like they didn't do that at all, because like
I remember there was like, I don't know, sometime, because you know, big popular MMOs watcher, like he had like a specific video where I don't even remember the context, but he just kind of like suddenly explained, "Oh my fucking shit," and like I don't even remember why he did it, or like, because he never really, I don't think that was like the only time he ever actually swore in a video. Maybe like couple times at most, but like I just remember watching the video and like being like, "Oh my god." Like and there would be people that would like clip it and post a video like, "Oh my god, popular YouTuber said swear." Dude, I also, one other thing that I remember that was a thing around that time that isn't a thing now was like impersonation channels of popular popular YouTube channels. Like there were, you would search up like, I would search up like popular MMOs, and there would be a bunch of like other channels trying to get views off of, because they would like put in their title like popular MMOs as like the first word to like really get the search results to go to them. And I didn't even realize that it wasn't him until like popular MMOs actually made a video about it. Like I was like, oh, they're not just his channel.
That's not me. Y'all need to watch me, not these imposters.
Among Us, YouTube Among Us. But yeah, that was a thing like a while ago on YouTube, and you don't see that ever now.
No, because like people actually try to replicate the content now, because it's like you can't fool people that easily, but people still want to be lazy, and it's just kind of like
yeah.
But in terms of like my early YouTube career, or like YouTube like watching career, my first ever channel was Venturian Tale, along with like things like.
Oh, you guys are gonna hate me in a minute.
Nintendo Video.
You're going next on your explanation of your.
Yeah,
I mean, unless Jem wants to go next.
I think I'm finished for my childhood YouTube career.
Jem, did you?
You go.
Okay. So this is I got into YouTube like when I was super duper duper young, and right around this time, of course, Tobuscus.
Yeah.
I also got into Fred.
Oh god.
That is some.
I honestly like.
I completely forgot about
the only thing like actual Fred content I don't find funny. The only thing that's Fred related I've ever found funny is the "Oh my god, it's Weezer!" and it just plays the like he like meets Weezer and he shouts like "Oh my god, it's Weezer!" and he just turns to them and it plays like the Amber Alert sound. Like the siren.
Oh my god.
So, Fred, and the only thing that I remember from his channel is that there was a video where he was quote unquote locked in his room by his mom, and I wasn't allowed to watch him anymore because something that he said, I believe it was something along the lines of, "I think I got a pubic hair in my mouth." And I went to go relay this to my mother, young me not knowing what a pubic hair is like, "Mom," like really quietly, "What's a pubic hair?" And she's like, "Okay, I don't want you on the computer anymore."
Dude, that reminds me. So this was the most like, this was the funniest thing. So there was a Jacksepticeye video. I remember specifically what it was. It was Plug and Play. Where he played Plug and Play, and there's like a section of the game where like you've seen Plug and Play, right? You know what I'm talking about. Where it's like the people with like plug heads. It's like a really trippy game.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Yeah. So and like so it's specifically the section of the Jacksepticeye video where like it's like the two pointing fingers like moving slowly towards each other, but then one of them like makes like like curls up and grabs the index finger of the other with like their front finger and thumb. And Jacksepticeye makes like a passing comment like, "Oh, I thought they were gonna do this," where he does like the hole in like the hole in one hand, and like where it's you put your finger through the hole because it's like sex. Yeah. And I didn't know what that meant. So at dinner, I asked my family. And like and I mean they just kind of said like, yeah, it means sex, and like that's it didn't go much further than that. It's not like they were like mad at me or anything like that. But I just found it. I also remember I relayed this story to like my friends at lunch, and they were like, and one of my friends was like, you should ask them what this means. And they did the thing where you put your fingers in a V shape in front of your mouth and you stick your tongue out. No. I didn't do that because I was like, you're trying to trick me, aren't you? I mean, in modern context, I know what it means. But, you know, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. I feel like you're trying to make me have an awkward conversation. But that's my story. Continue. River.
So there was Fred. There was Annoying Orange.
Oh, God. You had the worst early YouTube experience.
Yeah, I really did.
I'm gonna be honest. I had that exact same thing. I just didn't remember they existed until you brought them, and I had like trauma. Like
you forced them out of your memory.
They fill the hollow like chambers of my brain, and just like echoing. I could hear the Annoying Orange. Hey, Apple. What? Knife.
I remember. Was Annoying Orange ever picked up as like an actual show on something?
It was.
I vaguely remember like seeing.
On it.
I think it was on Cartoon Network for a while.
It was. Yeah, I remember because it had the black and white checkered thing with the Annoying Orange and like.
Yeah, I remember. Funnily enough, most of my like television experience as a child was like I saw a clip of a video that happened to be playing somewhere. Like for like the SpongeBob with the splinter in his thumb, I saw that like part of that. The coffee episode of a regular show, I saw like a portion of that. I saw like a few portions of Total Drama. Was it Total Drama or Total Drama Island? The animated one. That's Island, right?
It's Island.
Total Drama Island. I saw like a bit of that. I specifically remember that episode being, I don't know, like a guy in a hockey mask with a missing hand, with like a hook hand. I don't know, something.
I think I remember that vaguely.
But yeah, like smatterings of TV shows were what I watched, and I did have one of those with Annoying Orange. I don't remember what happened, but I just remember I saw it. And that was like one of my only experiences with Annoying Orange until like, I don't know, more recent times where it just became like a meme.
I got into another channel that I'm convinced doesn't exist anymore. They had actual actors, and I believe the series was called Stupid Mario Brothers.
Wait, okay, you can finish your thought, but I was just reminded of something I watched, and I have no idea what it was, but maybe you continue, but I just have something I want to bring up because you just reminded me.
Well, I mean, now I'm interested. Go ahead.
Okay, so it was this like very cinematic video. I remember specifically because I didn't find it on YouTube myself. One of my friends was watching it and they showed it to me. It was it was actual live action acting where it was this really complicated like story involving various Nintendo characters. And like they had like, imagine like the old Mario Bros movie, but like a YouTube production with more than just Mario characters. Like, God, they had like, Toad was in it, and for some reason he was like this James Bond type character where he had like sunglasses on and a suit. I do remember one story beat where he dies, but then he gets a 1-up and his mushroom hat turns green. And there's another thing where like Peach is like this, you know, badass fighter, and like there's like a Fight Club thing where Mario's facing off against Peach and he's like, I don't fight women, and Peach like socks him and he's like, okay, guess I better fight now. There was something about someone hitting Luigi in the balls with a baseball bat, and the Pokemon trainer, who was a part of the whole thing, like gives him 2 Pokeballs to replace them. It was an experience, and I so want to find it again, but I just have no idea where I would start. Like,
you know what? If I I'm gonna do some digging after this, and I will absolutely like if I find anything resembling what it is you're talking about, I will pass it to you.
I think they had like Bullet Bill was a character, and he was like this black guy. Or was it a Bob-omb? It was Bullet Bill or Bob-omb, where it was just represented.
Are you talking about racist Mario?
No, I'm not talking. It was live action.
Racist Mario! Oh my god!
This was live action, like a live action performance.
Never mind. Never mind then.
The banana of Donkey Kong's record.
If I can remember so Bowser was in it. Some of the characters did not look like anything. Like, I don't think Bowser really looked like Bowser. Not in the like original Mario Brothers movie kind of way, where it's just like really weird looking. But it just didn't look like Bowser. There was like, I think it was Bullet Bill. It might have been Bob-omb. I forget which. I think it's the character that killed Toad. I think they had an actor for Goomba. I don't remember if they did. I know Donkey Kong was in there. Obviously Peach, Mario, Luigi, and then they had like a Pokemon trainer. God, it's been so long since I've seen that, and like I'll like remember it and be like, God, I want to find that again, but I don't know where to start. I don't remember the title of the video, what it was called, because a friend showed it to me, and like those, God, that was such a. I would love to see if I could find it
again. Other shows. Or other YouTube channels, I guess. I really got dealt the short end of the stick when it came to quality YouTube stuff. And then I got into... And then, of course, I got into the main three, which are PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye, and Markiplier. I had mostly gotten into Markiplier around that time because he was doing drunk Minecraft.
I never watched that series. You know what I did watch? I didn't watch Drunk Minecraft, but I watched his 5 Nights at Fuckboys playthrough. Because what he did before you get PTSD, River, what he did was at the start of every episode, he'd take like a shot of alcohol. Yeah. So he would get like more drunk as the series progressed. And it's funny now because like nowadays he can't drink alcohol, so it's kind of funny to see him like. And he had he drank specifically. He drank Fireball, the cinnamon whiskey or whatever, which I'd imagine was an experience. But yeah, that was the series I watched where he got drunks and. But yeah, Drunk Minecraft. He talked about Drunk Minecraft in that series actually, because he would kind of ramble about things while he was grinding.
This was also right around the time that PewDiePie was playing Corpse Party, and that's how I got into the horror genre. Actually, was through watching PewDiePie play Corpse Party. I just saw like a couple minutes of it. I got disinterested and clicked off like shortly after.
Oh wow.
But the memory of Corpse Party like was kind of permeated throughout afterwards, and Markiplier and Bob were playing Skate 3. And that's how I got into the skate games and skate.
Markiplier playing things with Bob and Wade is the most enjoyable experiences, honestly.
Oh, for sure.
Like, I think because it's like this very fun dynamic of Mark being like kind of like the weird middle ground of being dumb and pretentious, and Bob's like the very laughy, like smarmy one, I guess, and Wade's just kind of the like he's almost like the Charlie Brown of the three. Like people like Mark and Wade just kind of pile on him, and he'll like try to defend himself, but he usually can't.
This I'm trying to remember who else I watched at that time.
Skate 3, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's when I had gotten into the skate games. Skate 3 being my favorite because there was one instance where Mark and Bob encountered a glitch, and the glitch happened to be like the player getting off the skateboard at like just the perfect time, and the player was lodged like into like a beam railing, and it was so fucking funny for me to watch. I just remember like when they encountered that glitch, they were both hysterically laughing. If I can find the clip, I want to show it to you guys because
show it after the podcast.
Yeah,
dude, I want to remember because like a lot of channels, I can kind of remember what the first video that I saw of them was. Like Jacksepticeye, technically it was his FNAF 2 animation, but that was in a compilation. I'm not sure how I would count that. I'd obviously have to, like, for some channels, this was a long while ago, I'd have to actually, like, scroll way far down on their channel, or maybe even sometimes sorting by popular could be... God, I just sorted by popular, and Jacksepticeye, first one is All the Way song.
Oh, Jesus.
That?
Oh, that's one.
Dude,
his
Happy Wheels series.
Good lord, I remember. That's also when I got into Jacksepticeye, was when he was doing Happy Wheels.
I'm surprised. You know, one thing I'm surprised about is Jacksepticeye has a lot of, predictable videos of what would be up there. Like, his top 4 is All the Way, and then 3 of his FNAF animations. But the number 5 is The Visitor videos. That old, like, alien Flash game where you're an alien, you have to eat things to evolve. I'm surprised that's so high. It has 25 million views.
25 million?
Yeah, which, yeah, like, and, like, that is surprisingly popular. Oh, God, I scrolled down, I saw when he did, like, the surgery simulators. Oh my God!
Surgeon Simulator! Wow!
Not even Surgeon Simulator. Like just surgery simulation. Like do heart surgery, do eye surgery. Like those are. I'm surprised I watched those because those are gross.
Right.
Oh my God! I also right below it I see Would You Do It? Surgeon Simulator Trump DLC. Oh my God, his Cleverbot Eevee series, where he talked to Eevee. Remember the world?
Oh, Cleverbot! Oh my God! Oh, that's so old.
It's just like modern day AI. Like it's like what AI is now, except way more dumb. Dude, the Whack Your series. Oh my God.
Fucking like whack your boss and oh my God,
whack your ex.
That reminds me of Troll Quest.
Oh my God, Troll Quest. Oh my God. Oh, do you remember I just saw it. Remember the douchebag series? Oh my goodness. Those are what a experience it is to scroll. I want to scroll through Mark's. Obviously, FNAF is gonna be up there because that's kind of what he's known for popularity. Never mind. His top 3 most popular videos are his Meow, Woof, and Moo videos.
Oh my God!
Where he puts his mouth over like where cats and dogs and cows, and he just makes their sound. Those the Meow video has 370 million views. Comparatively, his FNAF video has 113 million.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's so much FNAF. Then there's his Yandere Simulator Animate. God, I remember when people cared about that game.
You know what this reminds me of? Anytime anyone brings up like old Mark FNAF videos, I always remember, what was it, like 5 Nights with 49? Was his name?
39. It was 5 Nights with 39, where it's where it's like this crude humor.
It's crude.
God,
I specifically remember the 6th night.
Where he jerks off and he gets he gets really fucking mad at you for seeing him jerking off. That his AI like ramps up to
You weren't supposed to come back. Ah!
Yeah, that fucking dude, Five Nights at 39. That is like FNAF, FNAF fan game stuff was so like I think that was like the things that I watched a ton of, like yeah, I like his playthrough at like One Night at Flumpty's.
Ooh.
I always got sad because he never did a playthrough of the third one.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Well, I mean, that was like shortly before Jonachrome was outed as a creep.
True.
There's also God, what was the? I just thought of it. What was the other one? Because I was thinking of One Night at Flumpty's, and I was thinking of another fan game, but I can't remember what I was thinking of.
Candies?
He did Candies, but that's not the one I remember. Let me see his FNAF like playlist, because I don't think it's just FNAF. Does it include fan games? I don't remember.
Maybe.
Oh my god, he played FNAF 4 with Jack Black. I remember that.
Oh, what?
Yeah, he has a video 7 years ago where he played FNAF with Jack Black.
What? I don't remember. Whoa.
Okay, yeah, his FNAF playlist does not include. Let's see, he has playlists on other ones. Let's see. Five Nights at Wario's. Jesus, that game.
Oh.
Where the first game, actually no, like all the games were just like edited PNGs, like a creepypasta. I don't think they were bad games though. Like I think they were, for the time at least, they were done pretty well for a FNAF fan game. Like this was early years of FNAF fan games. Like, yeah. Like there was a reason at the time that they were considered. FNAF Five Nights at the Chum Bucket. That one too. That one was interesting. But yeah, we're getting so off topic from talking about YouTubers we used to watch. Oh my god, I forgot. Just one more thing that I have to mention of Markiplier, but when he did Honey Pop, he played through Honey Pop. That
reminds me of, what the fuck was that game that he played? Oh god, it was it? Oh, that game. Fuck, what was the name of it? It was.
What was it?
It was a dating sim type game that had a character that like heavily resembled him, and so he went and like grinded on the game.
Oh, the KFC one. I think it was a KFC game or something.
Like the first thing that popped in my head, because I think he played this, was a Dream Daddy, but I don't know if there's a character that looks, because I never watched that series.
No, I don't think it was Dream Daddy. It was, maybe it was Blush Blush. I don't remember.
No, it was not Blush Blush. He did. So okay, that was a full Blush Blush. Did you watch that? Any of you when he played Blush Blush?
Nope.
Because he did. It was a video. The video was titled "Was I Put in This?" No, wait, it might have been because he was. Was I put in this dating sim without my permission? Because Blush Blush is the male version of a idle dating sim called Crush Crush. Blush Blush is the male version of that, where it's all male characters. And so there's a character in Blush Blush called Ichiban. The whole idea of Blush Blush is each character got turned into an animal because of something you did, and so you have to date them and kiss them to turn them back into real men. And there's a tiger, a pink tiger called Ichiban, and when he turns into a human, it's just Markiplier. Like it's literally Markiplier with like pink and green hair. Like, hang on, I have to go on. Let me go on to spare you all from the torment and go to the Blush Blush. Let's see, Blush Blush wiki and see if I can find.
While you're looking for it, I just want to know that you're all of you are reminding me of Mark's Google feud.
Oh god! Yeah, this is Ichiban from Blush Blush.
Oh no, yeah, that's just Mark.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just Mark.
This is yeah.
Does he say hello, everybody?
Wait. Let me go to
Hello,
quotes.
everybody.
Let
My
me go
name
to
is Mark.
let me go to. Oh, they have a dialogue list. Yeah. So let me see. Yeah, there's. Hey, they actually changed. I noticed they changed some of these because in Mark's video, so if you date him, if you go to the carnival date, he had a line where he says, please don't tell anyone I was a scaredy cat. I'm supposed to be the king of those rides." A reference to King of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Right.
They actually changed that. It says boss of those rides now, apparently.
The boss of
Referencing Jack, probably.
Yeah, so let's see. There was one specific. Yeah, so there he has a line that says, "Hello, everybody. This is Ichiban, and by everybody I mean you. Hello."
There was like a
yeah.
clear
He also had,
Mark.
if our little escapade here was a video game, I'm pretty sure I'd be the king of it. That was also changed to boss, apparently. Also, they actually put in a quote that was a reference to his video where he says, "I mean, in your shoes, I probably would have lasted 3 days tops, so thank you for your continued persistence." Which, because in his Blush Blush video, he played it for 3 days to complete to get to the point in the game where he could get himself as a human. So that's the. So yeah, he just had like him in that game. Also, we are approaching the 3-hour mark. So if you don't have anything else to add, we can move on to Gem for old YouTubers.
Yeah.
I was gonna say before we move on, Markiplier's Google Feud is ingrained in my memory with, his
pet name Steve.
Yeah.
The pet name Steve bit was so fucking hilarious.
It was so funny. But you can continue, River.
Trying to think of any other like YouTubers, because I feel like we've covered most of them now. So I'm trying to think of like what other like series I may have been into at the time, and I can't really think of anything else. I don't know. Someone throw a name at me.
I don't know. Smosh?
Oh, Smosh for sure. I binged watched a lot of Smosh.
Because that name was floating in my mind, and I never said it when I was talking about my thing, even though I did watch them as well. But it wasn't like the first thing I watched. It was like a little bit later. Because then that's when I started getting.
I got into Smosh originally from their
right.
Their Food Wars, I think it was.
Oh yeah. I think after I stopped watching Newscape Pro, which is another person that I watched, I started moving more into IRL skits, which involved Smosh, and I loved the Food Wars. It was very nice.
And then I was watching a whole bunch of their skits afterwards. Oh, there was one other thing that I was really interested in as a kid, but what am I thinking of? It was just called like Floating Mario Head. Ah, God, I don't suppose you guys know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't know.
It's just a bunch of animated shorts of like a floating Mario Head. Like, he had a bunch of funny lines. Like, I think it was from like a computer game or something. But he would make comments like, "That's a nice keyboard you got there," or like, and then the head would move down to the lower part of the screen. And he'd be like, "Moving on the ground, moving on the ground,
moving on the ground, moving on the ground." Yeah, I remember that voice line. I remember
this was probably also around the time that I got into SMG4.
Oh yeah,
dude! I remember. I just remembered. I never watched SMG4, but I did watch Hobo Bros. Which was,
wow.
Because that was the two brothers who were behind the production of SMG4, and they just kind of did their own content. But yeah, that was I watched. I never watched SMG4, and I think my humor has been better because of it. But
I feel like my sense of humor has drastically changed from like what I watched as a kid versus what I watch now.
Yeah,
I think a lot of us can say that.
Yeah, like I mean, as a person who found Undertale memes and FNAF animations funny, you can imagine that it's been pretty changed.
Another thing that I was really into, this wasn't like on YouTube specifically, but Soul mentioned like having watching videos on a 3DS, and it took me back to the college humor skits that were Dinosaur Office.
Yeah.
Oh my god, those old videos that they had. Those were like on the 3DS, like part natively.
I need like to fax these papers.
Dinosaur Office.
I'm Greg. Dude, no, you know what one that it was those like the Dinosaur Office stuff and all that. But have you ever seen those Pikmin animations that they had? The 3 Pikmin animations that they had on the 3DS.
I think I do remember. Although not too much. I don't remember it too much, but I do think I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was there? I thought there was. Was there more to that, or? I thought you were gonna follow up with something. But there was
also,
Bee and Puppycat.
Oh my god, I have heard things about that. Part of me wants to watch it. I just don't know anything about it.
And another like one I was really into was, what was the fucking name of it? Bravest Warriors.
Oh yes, with the bee and the big guy, and then like and then the guy who like yeah. I know that.
Bravest Warriors, and I feel like there was one more show that I'm missing out on here, but
trying to think.
Yeah, I think we could let Jem speak his piece if.
Oh, you guys go on. I'm fine over here.
I'm just saying because like if we want to stick to 3 hours, it'd be good to have you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because like we're at 2 hours 57. Like obviously, I'm not gonna say immediately when it hits hours we end it, but like I don't want to have us rambling for so long that it just kind of pushes you to the point where we're out of time. We can't let you speak anything.
Yeah, tell us about your childhood.
I can't really think of anything else, so I'll pass it off to Jem then.
Yeah, Pokemon Pass, like Pokemon.
So, unlike all of you three, I wasn't into English YouTubers since I was a little Spanish boy and didn't even speak English.
Insult us in Spanish real quick.
Yeah, so no, I'm not gonna do that. But I did used to watch. I don't know. Actually, I don't even know if Soul would probably get this, but I used to one of my first YouTubers. Actually, no. Funny enough, one of my first YouTubers that I ever remember, because I used to. It was a Minecraft YouTuber, because I used to play Minecraft Pocket Edition on my mom's phone. And I used to play Pocket Edition, and so I watched YouTubers. I think my first one was Zach Scott. I used to watch Zach Scott, his Minecraft Let's Play of. I think he played with some friends, and I think that was all of English YouTube that I watched for a good while. Because after this, I would switch on to what's funny is a lot of people nowadays think that Dream is the biggest Minecraft YouTuber when he's not. That actually goes to this channel. It's called Vegeta 777, and
Oh,
he's the one. He was basically like he's like the Dream, except with all the grooming stuff.
yeah.
He's like the big YouTuber that everybody used to watch. When if you spoke Spanish and you liked Minecraft, you watched this guy. Like you had to. He had a bunch of series with a bunch of other Minecraft Spanish YouTubers.
Right.
Um, I think he's still playing Minecraft, but not that much anymore. And he's definitely not getting the same views as before. But whatever, he's still playing, so I'm guessing he's enjoying himself. Uh,
Yeah.
he I used to watch his he used to have like multiple series going on at the same time. He usually had one series that was just him playing in a world in like a modded world by himself, and then there's another one where he used to play with a bunch of his friends on a modded server, and I binged
Mhm.
these all the time. The modded server was usually called Karmaland. I don't know why, but I guess that's the name that they chose. And
Mhm.
the his world alone was just called Planet Vegeta, which is funny. And his skin, most of the time it's just Vegeta but super purple. And
Ew.
yeah, also later down the line, like a few years later, he changed it so it's just Vegeta but without his shirt, and he's super ripped. Uh, and I used to watch him. Then I branched off and then started watching other YouTubers. I don't exactly remember because I it was into
Mhm.
I was into Minecraft, and I used to watch this. I used to watch him, and I used to watch another guy. I
Yeah.
think this was the main like transition because I used to watch this guy called Anthony Craft, like 96 or something.
Oh.
Anthony Craft 96. He used to do he was like Spanish popular MMOs except without a girlfriend. Uh it was he used
So
to
modern day popular MMOs.
yeah. Uh, so this guy, he usually just like showcased Minecraft mods, but he also had another channel where he played Geometry Dash by the side, and that's where I got into Geometry Dash. And I used to watch a bunch of other Geometry Dash, like, oh, look at
Mhm.
me completing this super difficult level, and this guy watching or drama or whatever. And that's basically what I watched. I think there was one specific YouTuber that I did
Mhm.
watch was called Guitar Hero Styles, uh, and he was he spoke Spanish and he was a very good player in the community. I did come back to Geometry Dash a few weeks ago, and apparently he's a um,
Mhm.
fiddly kiddly diddler. So
Oh
womp womp.
no.
But whatever, it's fine. I still like all of those old Geometry Dash videos. And
Mhm.
then after that, I started watching. Oh yeah, okay. So Anthony, he continued playing Geometry Dash. He's continued playing showing off Minecraft mods, but he also started doing an Undertale Let's Play, and that's
Oh.
where I got into Undertale. And I just started watching a bunch of comic dubs, like I told you. Uh,
Mhm.
I don't think there was ever a channel I stuck with, uh, really. And then around this time, I did
Mhm.
start. I think around the time when I was into Undertale, my family moved over from El Salvador to uh, the U.S. So I
Right.
think around this time, I was like, maybe I need to like get into YouTubers that are English. And so Take a guess who my first English YouTuber was. Take a guess.
Mm.
Well, I mean, you said earlier Zach's got games.
Well, okay, my second one.
Okay. Trying to think, 'cause there's a good amount to choose. Your second English speaking YouTuber, was it a part? Are they part of the trifecta?
Yeah.
Let me guess. Markiplier.
Bingo. Bingo. Mark was what my first my actually no, my second English YouTuber. And the funny thing is I started watching him. I think I got a random video recommended to me. Oh wait, no. I remember now. The reason why I did watch Mark wasn't because I needed to learn more English. It was because my mom had found me, like, cat caught me watching a Vegeta video, and he also played GTA with his friends. But
Right.
in Spanish, he's from Spain, and
Right.
people from Spain do curse a lot more than just people from Latin America. So
Right.
she caught me watching one of his videos, and he was just swearing all the time. And then she told me to, like, no, turn that off. Turn that off. I don't want you ever going to YouTube again.
Motherfucker!
Yeah, so I was like scarred because I wanted to watch YouTube, but I didn't watch my mom to catch me. So
Right.
I think I left my old YouTube account and made a new one, and that's where I think one of the first gaming related videos that I got recommended was Mark, and I don't even remember what video I watched. I just know I watched Mark and that I understood literally nothing. I was just watching. Yeah, I was just watching a random man play whatever game in English, and I didn't even understand. But from there on, I started going to a bunch of other communities and ended up where I am right now. But that's basically my early YouTubers. I don't think I skipped anything. I guess Matt Pat could have been another one.
Oh God, I
mean,
did watch Game Theory early. I didn't
Oh yeah.
like. I talked about like really early YouTube channels, but like a bit later things around my like Markiplier Jacksepticeye era. Game Theory was definitely a big part of that, and you know I was kind of one of those people that would take what he said almost as gospel.
Yeah. That's the exact reason why I always thought the FNAF lore was so complicated. And I watched a video recently about it, and it really isn't any complicated at all.
Yeah, it's just like
hey babe, look at new map video.
Yeah, it's just like because people throw so much stuff at the wall, and like for a lot of people, they just kind of it's like they just see that wall covered in all that stuff and think that's what it is, but it's like it's not really. It's not nearly as complicated. It's just that everyone's really complicated it so much just by having so many thoughts about what it could be.
Yeah, that's basically FNAF. But what else? Yeah, I think that's kind of it, really. I think the only thing the earliest memory of Matt Pat I do have is his DDLC playthrough because it's
oh God, I never watched that for the specific reason that I hated the fact that he voiced Natsuki with a really deep voice.
Yeah, you told us when you were playing.
Yeah, because I have like this pet peeve of YouTubers who give like incredibly unfitting voices to characters. Like obviously it's made to be like a joke, but for me I find it really enjoyable when like it's actually like genuinely trying to voice act characters. Like I don't mind if they if they just don't voice act at all or anything like that. But I like when YouTubers will give their interpretation of the voices for characters. So it really irks me when like like when Matt Pat would give Natsuki like this really rough voice, like she's like a stoner.
Yeah.
And, like she's a hardcore smoker or whatever, and like it's so unfitting, and I just really don't like hearing when listening to that kind of display of her dialogue. And just like, that's why I didn't watch it.
My name is Monica, and I am.
I thought you were gonna say my name is Cleveland Brown.
My name is Cleveland Brown, and I am baby.
Well, is it time to end it?
Yeah, I think you said we're at 3 hours 10 minutes. So
do you have anything else to say, Jem, about your experiences with YouTube as a kid?
Kind of.
I don't think I do, because most of my most of the stuff I watched was just kind of whatever I got recommended. There wasn't really like a very set in stone YouTubers I watched.
Right. Mm-hmm. Like none that are like notable that come to your mind.
Yeah, no, not right now.
Okay, can I add on to it real fast?
Yeah.
Garage.
Yeah.
I wasn't really like super big into Minecraft YouTubers, but I did watch a lot of Mumbo Jumbo as well.
I remember Mumbo Jumbo.
Wait, you just exploded my mind, because that made me think of this one SMP that had green in it, and then that reminded me Exploding TNT.
Oh my fucking god!
Wow!
I remember that. Oh my. Yeah, that's where I didn't mention that I at some point watched Failboat, but that's where I found Failboat from. Exploding TNT. Yeah. Oh my god, I watched so much of his videos.
Religiously watched him.
Like those
the whole lore of him being a mouse, like
like where he kept trying to say like I'm not a mouse. I'm
not a mouse. It's like,
kept, like I remember there was one skit where it was like if Minecraft had in-game voice chat, and like he did like a thing where Failboat is like, hey, yeah, Exploding TNT, turn on your mic, and he turns it on, and they just play mouse noises.
Oh my god. Shit like that. Oh my god.
I completely forgot about Exploding TNT. Holy shit.
I know. I don't know why you like Mumbo Jumbo just reminded me of that, because Mumbo Jumbo was SMP that was green. I mixed up green and Failboat. Bada bing bada boom. Exploding TNT.
Dude, it was hilarious how no other YouTuber had that reaction, but as soon as you said Exploding TNT, every single one of us was like, oh my god.
We were all like, holy shit.
Like, some YouTubers, like, either popular enough that you wouldn't go that way, like Markiplier, or it was only shared by like one or two of us. But Exploding TNT just activated all of our brains.
It was like TNT. It blew all of our minds.
Dude, do you remember Pink Sheep?
Yes, and Purple Shep.
Pink Sheep and Purple Shep. Oh my god.
Oh my lordy lord.
Wait. There was one more name that comes to mind. I don't know if this is going to get the same reaction or not. Mm-hmm. I also watched a lot of I Has Cupcake.
I was the one that Jaden Animations did a fucking animation for. That's how I found her.
I never watched Is it I Has Cupcake or Quake? I've seen it.
Quake.
Wait. Oh no! Oh my god, we're getting all the really big ones. I remember watching fucking Aphmau.
I never heard that.
Oh my god! Wow! I haven't heard that name in years. Fucking Aphmau.
I haven't heard of that one.
And just to throw it out there, have you guys watched Newscape Pro, or is that just me?
No clue who that is.
It's Minecraft role player who moved on to Fortnite. It was like love, but they did like a FNAF thing, and it was really awesome. But like, oh my god, just there's so many YouTubers. Oh my lordy lord, How to Basic. Oh my god, I binged their videos like crazy.
Basic. That was another one. I only watched a few videos, but yeah.
I know all the lore. I'm just kidding. I don't. I don't know all the lore for How to
Wait,
Basic.
of all the lore of what?
Of How to Basic.
How to Basic. Fucking how to basic. I wasn't paying attention for that part. That's funny.
Oh my lordy lord. But yeah. Nowadays I just watch like Pokemon Showdown things, and then I used to watch like old SML. I don't know if you guys heard of that. I'm pretty sure you guys have.
God,
been, like,
Super Mario
things.
Logan, fucking
Yeah.
God,
No,
I
have
had
a
friends.
story for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I had friends who watched that. You can say your story after I finish. I had friends who
Yeah.
watched that. I never understood how they liked it. It was so fucking
It's
dumb.
so bad.
That's the thing. Like, I found enjoyment in the stupid shit. Like, if
That's so you.
I know exactly. Like, it's like stupid. And I was more like oriented to like my more like offensive content. So like SML was kind of like right up my alley. And like watching like when Logan was still at his mom's house, to moving into an apartment, and then moving into the big house now that they are in, recording videos like to this day after being sued by Nintendo because of copyright things, because they never put the disclaimer that this video has nothing to do with Nintendo and its characters. Like, the old videos were the shit, in my personal opinion. Um, it's kind of it's kind of weird to compare it to like something like SpongeBob, but like the whole idea of there's a golden era of like when it originally started, and then after that it just became like not as good anymore, or like not as like memorable or as notable um as like the golden age of that specific genre or content. Um, I feel like with SML, everything has been getting progressively shit. But with like SpongeBob, for example, like it's from what I know, the newer seasons, like the newer seasons, have been getting like better, like slowly but gradually have been getting better than like the mid seasons, where it's just like silly faces and horrid obscenity, horrid like eldritch horrors, you know.
Yeah.
I love how the big old long pause and then Jem going, yeah.
We are monkey brains.
Monkey brains.
I do not. I do not condone the fact that this
monkey.
Shut up! I don't condone this. Is my point. I don't. I may call myself a monkey brain, but that's only because of these dickheads.
You're the mascot. You're the mascot. Remember?
And with that ends today's episode.
I have been clutching like I told you guys I got my my repair kit for my new screen for my computer. I've got my repair kit like ready in front of. I've been wanting to fucking repair my computer for the last like I mean since we started really. So I'm sitting here clutching my tools like I want to continue the episode, but at the same time I'm like I need to put this new screen in my like I'm itching to do it. Like your tools are in my hands. I am ready.
You're grinding your teeth and slowly making them like shorter. like
Yeah, there's a pile of tooth dust in your lap.
like it looks like you were eating fucking like wood shavings.
No, it's like you ground up. Those like candy like packets of sugar where it has the white stick and you dip it.
Oh
in
yeah,
it's like
the fucking like pixie sticks.
Like
yeah,
4 packets of those just like dumped on like River's desk is the amount of like tooth dust there is.
The fucking cartoony like as I'm like constantly gnawing at my nails.
Like that one SpongeBob episode where like he's like scared as fuck and just like bite like it's just endless amounts of things. Like he's eating his hands and shit. I think that was the night shift episode.
Wasn't he like? He's like taking off his own arms and eating them.
Slasher.
Oh my god.
Oh well. Are we gonna? Is this the end?
I believe so. Yeah, this is
all right.
Right.
Thank you, everybody.
This will be perfect for me because I gotta go do dishes.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to the first episode of Monkey Brains.
Yeah, thanks for great Monkey Brain first episode. Honestly, I had so much fun with this.
I did as well.
I had a fun time.
Great, we're busting out the soundboard. Goddamn.
Yay! Applause. But thank you for coming here to do this. I'm having so much fun with this, and
especially if you listen all the way to the end.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, maybe we'll get a guest on for our second episode if we can get one on. Our time to record.
Please let it be Fia. Please let it be Fia. Please.
Well, you don't want Fia? Why not?
No, I'm saying please let it be Fia as well.
Oh, we could. I could definitely ask her if she wants to be on, if she's available next week.
There was also another person, and he would absolutely love to be here because he would absolutely love to be a monkey. Unfortunately, those are going to be some arrangements that we will have to make, considering that not everyone.
Wait. Who is he? Who are you talking about?
Who do you think, you monkey?
He's a filthy hold on. He's a filthy European. I'm kidding.
What?
You can't say that.
I'm kidding.
Monkey,
I genuinely don't know who you're talking about.
Adam, oh my god.
Okay.
Well, we'll decide. We can talk about it a bit after we wrap up here. But thank you for if you're listening. Thank you for listening, all my fellow co-hosts. Thank you for coming here and talking. I had so much fun, and I hope you all did too.
All right, we're gonna make monkey noises for the outro.
No, we are not.
Everybody make monkey noises.
Part of this?
Yes.
My name is Seth Rogen, Donkey Kong.
Monkey Brain Podcast. Woo! Have a good night.